Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I hope you guys are having fun. Thank you guys for the hype train. Hello, Malachi. It's going to be a great day today. Man, we've already started off with so much energy. I'm sorry for last week. We had some things going on, but it's all good. We're back for episode 8 of Tales of Ethyl. It's been quite an adventure playing our homebrew campaign based on a video game, based on a homebrew, because we like it all kinds of convoluted. Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
I'm fucking hyped.
Okay.
It's gonna get there.
First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for coming to play with me. I want to thank you guys for coming to watch this while we try and figure out what in the fuck y'all are trying to fucking do in this world in which I've created. So, without further ado, let's get started with our beautiful tales of adventure and wonder and Tales of Ethyl.
What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is Dune or Paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the elder keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.
All right, you beautiful people. Let's start with our introductions, as we always do. Oh my god, my music's messing up now. There we go. In the bottom left, we have Silas.
Hi, I'm Zephyr. I play Silas, and I hope you'll have a very great holiday season.
Right next to him, we have Kazim.
I'm Josh. I play Kazim, our terrible, terrible cleric.
Next to him, we have Mistrix.
Dyer, I play the fun-loving, loyal companion cat.
And next to her, we have Nico.
Yeah, it's me. Haha, guys. Yes! Fucking next session! Excited! Let's fucking go! I've been craving this.
One of these characters is not like the other.
Don't you fucking sound.
Before we get too deep into it, we have to start every episode in the same way in which we start every other one with the shots. Everyone got what they're doing? Ready?
Yep, and I'm
Cheers.
21 now, so it's legal.
Hey, here's to the friends, here's to the
Fuck yeah.
campaign. Love you all. Tink.
Pink.
Hey.
Ugh,
That's very sour, but that's quite good.
it's lemon, isn't it?
Lemon sherbet, yeah.
There you go.
So good.
It's very sour.
All right. After 2 weeks, let's see if I can remember where the fuck we are. So, where we last left off is Silas and Nico had an interesting interaction with a doppelganger deep in the caves, to which it ended in a way we could not predict. Silas saw some things that he may not have been familiar with, wondering into what he truly saw, as he kind of goes into this deep depression within himself of another friend falling. Fortunately enough, Nico did survive, though incredibly exhausted, near on the brink of death, managing to sneak out as Mistrix and Kazim. They had a little thing pretty interesting. Mistrix had started forming her own little music army kind of thing with 2 gnomes and a dwarf, but after the stone breaking as well, figuring out what they should do then, those two did manage to run off after being scared off by the talks of death and murder and cannon fodder. Possibly not the best explanation to be forming an army. weirdly enough, all of you guys noticed that after the fight, the human that went down with you guys, Escanor, did fall, and Terron didn't seem to take that too well for some reason. After, catching up about your night's exploits, you guys managed to get up to the light in which Nico was able to recover, with some odd scars and wounds left open from his interaction. Not too sure what could have possibly happened there, but they did manage to heal themselves for some reason. But Kazim, with some quick thinking, decided that fuck Paylor, I'm done with this bullshit, and decided to go a down more tricky, mischievous path with Lyra, or Misty, as he calls her, to cause a little havoc, and convinced the clerics that he is much more powerful than he really seems to be, surprisingly, with greater restoration after consulting one of their jobs. Silas also has managed to connect with yet another one of the 6 in which he's been following, and managed to get some odd power that we're not too sure what that might be just yet. Meanwhile, with all that was happening, we got some studies in, we got some interesting things. You guys stayed up pretty late, but did get a full night's rest. While everyone else was sleeping, Mistrix had an odd interaction, going outside to at her attempt at prayer after not being able to do so. Not quite sure what she was doing, but still managed to pull something together. Getting in connection with a voice that she now doesn't recognize. Seeing things that don't quite make sense. Seeing the evolution of people and the timeline of life with these weird blobs in her memories. No recollection of any kind of explanation of it. Just an odd dream, it seemed like. After kind of brushing that off and all of you managed to get your rest, Kazim managed to pick up some items that I feel was very much needed within this group. Nico managed to get a bit of explanation, perhaps another weird sight that others don't need to see. Seeing Paylor has done something most might not agree with, and weirdly enough, there doesn't seem to be much information about. Silas also managed to get some information on a language in which he'd like to work on. They all seem to be kind of separately doing their own things. There seems to still be no cohesiveness within our group. Hopefully we can all pull it together. While this was all kind of going on for for everyone doing their own thing, Mistrix, when they woke up, managed to connect with Brockus, another high up magic user within the light, trying to scry on the doppelganger that doesn't seem to be, according to Brockus, on this plane of existence anymore. After a little bit of explanation and a little bit of more questions that Mistrix had given Brockus, he seemed to have figured something out that didn't quite to make much sense, as he kind of leaned in and looked Mistrix within her eyes, questioning, and with a very surprising question that doesn't seem to odd to be coming from such a religious person, as he leans forward and looks Mistrix and says, "Are they of Tharizdun? Mistrix, what would you like to do?"
Seeing as the charade is now off, she's gonna kind of look at him and be like, "It could be possible. We have some inkling to believe that it may be."
Make a wisdom check or wisdom save for me.
16.
Okay, you see him kind of wave his hand a little bit, and you see this kind of light particles leave his fingertips as this beam of kind of faint, dim, almost transparent light goes around you. It's definitely noticeable. You have noticed that you know what's happening to you. He has just cast Zone of Truth on you, and you have failed, and you feel this compulsion to answer every one of his questions truthfully. As he, mind you, as you know for Zone of Truth, you don't necessarily have to answer, but everything you do say has to be the truth. Being tricky like you might know. As he kind of sits there and asks you, "Now, where has one as you learned of Tharizdun and his kind?"
Oh, well, you know, I've been around.
And what do you mean by around?
I'm a traveling bard?
But I'd like to know where you first learned about Tharizdun. As you have to understand, there is no information about him ready available, so you shouldn't be surprised by my surprise learning that one, I mean no offense, such as yourself might know of such a beast.
Well, I mean, upon time and the inklings of creations that shouldn't exist, one tends to dig a little. And in digging, you find things, especially with the help of people of the light like yourself.
Now, I must ask, how many more know of Tharizdun and are looking for him?
What do you mean by looking for him?
Obviously, you come to me with questions, and I assume with the... He pulls out that...
No, we're not looking for him. No.
Well, care to explain where that liquid came from?
Oh, that's just a creature we killed.
What
Or-
creature?
Not really killed, but I don't know. They're hard to explain. They're not.
What creature?
They call them a doppelganger, but they change to people. But they can also not be the people that you think they're going to be, and then they end up looking like other things, and then they attack you. And it all stems from these shiny, pretty rocks, and it's really fucking cool. But
With your
you know,
passive insight, when you said doppelganger, you see his eyes kind of widen a little bit and goes, how many more know of this doppelganger?
I don't know. That's the honest truth. I don't know. You now know, and I know, and I know a couple other people know because they're with me when we fought this thing. But I don't know who all they've told, so I don't know.
Where were they?
They, as in the people they talked to.
Where did you get that vial?
I got this vial from a potion that I drank, but the stuff in it, I got it from a place in a cave.
You see him getting visibly frustrated and goes, I do not care for your jaunty jokes and your answer my words directly.
I am answering your words directly. I am answering your words directly.
You can sense he's getting very frustrated, but he goes, well, did you yourself see the doppelganger down in the place in which you found this?
That one, no.
Who did?
I don't know. There was a dead guy that I don't know his name. And there were my friends. But I don't know if they actually saw him, though, because it was after they had been there that I went down there.
Bring your
So-
friends to me, please.
I know. The guy that you're under knows. Or are you under him?
You mean Terron?
Yeah.
We are two sides to the same coin, I would say. But I'd very much like to speak to your friends, because I feel like if Terron wished to share this information, he would have already.
That's because he's in a really bad mood, because I think whatever happened
I don't care.
downstairs in the cave...
Send me, bring your friends.
Okay.
Okay, so he kind of points to the door and starts trying to beckon you out to go get your friends. Now bring them back here as quickly as you can.
Okay, it'll probably take me a minute to find them, because, you know, they go out on their own. But yeah,
I expect you back within the hour. And he
I'll
opens the
try.
door and kind of pushes you out. And you see him go off back, kind of very quickly. You kind of take a peek back, and you see him very briskly walk over to the bookshelves of where he is, within his office itself. While this is happening, Silas, what are you up to?
So, I've been studying for a couple hours.
Okay.
I have the little wooden idol of the dog, and I'd
Mhm.
like to go and try and find Kazim.
Okay.
I'm gonna start by going in the direction of the tavern, because that's where he said he was going last night.
Okay. I feel like as you're walking out, you see Nico. You didn't go into the magic shop with him, but you met up with him before you
No.
went in there, didn't? I'm pretty sure. So I assume you're waiting outside of the magic shop.
Sure. I mean, honestly, I don't remember if I met up with Kazim afterwards. I only know I left the library.
I remember. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think you guys saw each other on the street, but I'm pretty sure you left the
Yeah.
library. So where would you have gone after seeing Kazim and leaving the library?
Honestly, he would have just found like a fucking bench somewhere in a park, like some green strip anywhere, and just sit down
Okay.
and just like
So,
mop.
Silas, while you're walking out, I would assume that you see Nico just kind of sitting on a park bench, kind of almost 1,000-yard stare, as you could tell that he is still very exhausted. And Kazim, I know that you were leaving the magic shop because you were done with your purchasing, dealing with Netin a little bit. So I assume that you'd probably be walking out too, as you see Silas walking over to Nico. I would assume.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to do?
When I see Kazim, I'm gonna go straight to him. I need a favor.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
I need some gold, and I need the location of an arcane master.
How much gold do you need?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I need somebody to make something for me.
Okay, what do you need made?
Something to help me practice with my new gifts. And I'll sort of show this sort of glowing tattoo of a maggot on my wrist.
Like a holy symbol?
I suppose.
I think I know somebody who could do that, possibly. When it comes to, sorry, what was the other thing you asked?
Gold for paying the person who'd be able to make it. And whoever, if you know someone, where I could find them.
Okay, those goals are one and the same. All right. We could always go to the same guy that actually made your axe. Marcus.
Not sure a blacksmith is quite what I'm looking for. I want something imbued with magic, as opposed to crafted. And I will sort of pull out the wooden sculpture of the dog.
Hmm.
A focus, I think they're called.
That's a bit trickier. I got my focus when I signed up with the church. Oh, so many years ago. Like so long ago, I can't even remember it. Anyway, a focus isn't. It's something that's derived from the gods more often than not. It's not really something like, you're a holy man. Let me just imbue this with divine power really
I
quick.
think the favor of the gods is the least of my concern. I'm sure you'd understand with your relationship with Paylor.
My incredibly good relationship with Paylor.
The very same.
Yeah. Anyway, would I know of anybody who could imbue this wooden dog with divine power?
Roll for, we're gonna say, perception.
Yep, that dice is gone. That one's not good. Perception?
Mm-hmm.
9?
Fuck.
So, yeah, you don't really know many people that kind of imbue things. I mean, I will say you did just come from a magic shop.
Honestly, we could try the old. Was he a gnomish guy?
Yeah.
We could try the old gnome in the magic shop. Although I can't say that I recommend it.
I have patience, but the quicker I get this done, the better I will be for you.
Let's give it a whirl. I'll lead him towards this gem of a man.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Nico, are you gonna join them, or are you just gonna keep sitting on your bench?
Oh, he's sitting there. He's holding his necklace, and he is like goner. He's just staring out into fucking
He hasn't
nothing.
even noticed you
He's
guys were there.
tired.
All right. Well, you kind of open the door again. You hear the ding-a-ling of the bell above both of you, and once again, Kazim, as you enter, seeing just shit everywhere. You kind of see the back curtain and goes, "Oh, wow, 2 already? 1 second!" And you see him kind of coming back out the curtain, quickly pulling off his goggles and taking his apron off. And goes, "Oh, well, hi. That was welcome back. And oh, you brought someone. Fantastic. Hi. What can I help? Hi."
I need the help of an arcane. I have discovered new power, yet I don't know how to wield it. I believe I'm looking for something called an arcane focus. And
Okay. Is there a certain thing you're wanting as a focus that you want to make into one, or what are we looking for?
I'll pull out the sculpture.
Of the little dog.
A little dog.
Well, that's I've never seen that kind of thing before. And you want this as an arcane focus?
If it would be possible.
I've seen weirder. Let's see it. Bring it here. So he kind of beckons you over to the counter that you see now is devoid of crap, but you do look around on the floor and you just see shit strewn about. Kazim, you assume that he didn't pick up any of that stuff he was throwing around. He just kind of went back to work. As you bring it over to the counter and put it in front of him, you see him quickly snatch it up and he's looking at it. He goes, okay. It's rather small, but I assume we could probably put it, so we just grab it in your hand and let's see. We need some kind of gem, probably to focus. What do you know? What kind of school of magic you're going to mainly be working on?
That of the divine.
Divine interest. Okay. Well, luckily for you, I just got the perfect thing. And he brings out that couple little diamonds that look a little familiar. And he goes, "So here's what we can do. I can embed a couple of these diamonds within the actual statue, and then with a little bit of tinkering on my part, I could make it so that it's a little bit easier to kind of use this to focus some of your arcane abilities. With something like that, oh goodness, I haven't had a custom order in a very long time. I don't really have to build anything, but with the diamond, with the price of the materials I'm going to need to use, and with the time I'm going to need to take to make it, I'm going to say about 120 gold.
Possible, Kazim?
Incredibly. 120 gold on the table in exact change.
As you you put it down and he goes, "Oh, you'll be paying? Well, I'll tell you what, you gave me a little bit more extra diamond than I needed, so here you go." And you see him kind of bring you back about 100 of that gold, and he goes, "I'll just do it for 20 cents. You gave me quite a bit more than I needed in those diamonds, and they are your materials, so we'll use this. We're just gonna pay for the time then." As he,
Thank you kindly.
and you see him quickly and go, "Give me about, I'd say, I might be able to get it done by tonight, but it'll for sure be done by tomorrow. If you come back, I usually leave around sundown, but I might stay open a little bit later, depending on if the mood strikes me."
I'll come first thing in the morning. I
Fantastic.
think it'll be easier for you.
It'll absolutely be done. Is there anything else you want me to do for you? Want me to put maybe a fresh coat of varnish on it? Maybe a couple little bits and pieces? I could just add a little decor on it if you'd like as well. That no extra charge, of course. I like having projects.
Think you could maybe fashion it into a wearable piece, a small string or something like that.
Are we wanting to put it on something, or are you wanting to wear it like on a piece? Or what are we thinking here?
And I'll sort of put forward my bicep,
Oh, so you're wanting as like a string along your bicep where it's just kind of there?
if
Yeah.
possible.
Absolutely. Just a simple piece of leather, a little bit of fastening on it. I could easily do that for you. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Easy peasy. Well, it'll be done by tomorrow morning.
I appreciate that, and Kazim, thank you for the assistance.
Of course.
Okay, well, I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow, and I hope those sending stones in that bag do you quite well, sir.
I hope they do me well as well.
All right. But if you guys need anything else, you know where to find me.
I'll bow my head and make my way out.
You when you bow, you see him kind of like get confused and then like try and do an awkward bow. He doesn't deal with a lot of people and you just see him quickly grab that thing and go back behind his curtain.
He's broken line of sight.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
I didn't say anything. I was just clarifying. Can I take one really quick glance around the shop and see if there's anything expensive?
If we're doing it, I will let you do it. I'll let you do it with your passive perception because if we're doing it that quick, unless you want to take a little bit longer and roll for it.
Passive perception's fine. That's a 15.
Okay. So, as you're kind of quickly looking around, you do see a couple things. You see like a necklace and a ring here or there. You do look over. You see a shield that looks like maybe it's got some things on it. A lot of this does look like just crap, but you also see it looks like it could be another bag or some kind of holster. Maybe there's something in it. You're not too sure. You do see another kind of random stone. It doesn't look like anything special, but so there's a couple things you see.
I'm gonna grab that necklace.
Sleight of hand.
That's a nat one.
Drink, motherfuckers!
Oh
Drink and stumble over the pile of shit in the building.
no!
Fuck you, Josh.
Slowly getting banned from every single shop in fucking every single town we visit.
I've not been banned from a single place.
Will we when we get back?
You forgot the keyword of yet.
Yet is the key word.
All right.
At least I didn't say I pocketed it. I just said I grabbed it.
So
I'm out of the shop. I don't want anything to do
actually,
with this.
well, unfortunately, Silas, as soon as you open the door, you just hear
for
him
fuck's
just
sake.
fall into a pile of shit. He just falls right into all of it, and you hear Netton come back around the corner and go, "Oh, are you okay? Oh my goodness!" As Kazim's kind of lying on top of the shit. He didn't even get to grab the necklace. He's just on top of all of this stuff. As Netton quickly comes over to try and help you up.
With wings like that, you'd think you'd use them.
You want to go, tall boy? Huh?
Are you okay? Do you need some help?
This is a hazard, man. Honestly, you gotta clean up your shop.
You're right. I know. I'm so sorry. I don't get a lot of customers in here, and I don't really have a lot of. I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do to make it better, please?
You could tell me what this necklace is.
Oh my god, fucking scamming people? You fucking con
This
scammer!
is insurance fraud. Holy shit. Oh fuck.
No,
Hey,
we're
I've
trying
got a reasonable lawsuit. I got a reasonable lawsuit on my hands. All right.
He
We
kind
are working with a walking, talking pyramid scheme.
of.
Got a pyramid scheme. I can see it as like a three-dimensional triangular prism.
And he's the one handling our money, guys?
So he quickly
I
grabs.
have my own money.
He quickly grabs the necklace and he goes, "Oh well, okay. This is a little weird one. It's a necklace of detect location. It has this ability to kind of tell you where it is at the time that you use the ability."
Where the necklace is.
Yes.
At the time that I used the necklace.
Yes. I didn't say it was useful. It was one of those you're practicing and it looks pretty.
I gotta have it, man. I gotta have it.
If you don't tell the guards, you're welcome to have it. You now have a necklace of detect location.
I love this thing.
This necklace will tell you. You are allowed to use. It comes with 3 charges. Anytime that you use this ability, it will tell you its precise location in where it is. You do have to wear it to be able to use this ability.
Of course. So I mean, really, it's like a GPS. It tells me exactly where I am.
It does. Every single. It tells you. It doesn't tell you where anything else is. Just where, exactly
here's
where
the
it is.
question.
Huh.
You take a piece off of the necklace.
No.
It's
That
just-
breaks the enchantment
Yeah.
for sure.
100%.
Well, if you get sent
You
to
never
a
know.
different realm,
You never know.
you're gonna be able
Perhaps,
to just, you know.
perhaps there's some Arcana checks that might be able to use to perhaps break pieces off. That might be interesting. There might be interesting uses for this. We don't know, but you now have.
This thing is already so useful because if I'm ever lost, it'll tell me exactly where I am. I'm right here.
Exactly.
Oh, I swear to God, we're going to be using this necklace in the final fight of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
You might. You never know.
100%. This is going to be the item that saves us all.
As he helps you out, he gives you the necklace in this nice filigree little box. There's nothing crazy special about it, but yeah, he's got it for you, and he starts leading you guys on and goes, if there's anything else I can help you with, please let me know.
You might want to get him a belt of balance.
You know what, Silas? We're gonna have some work.
I'm sorry, is the orc too much for you to handle?
Ooh,
Let's get the hell out of
coming
here.
in hot.
Let's go see if Nico's passed
Been on
out.
that for 2 weeks.
Mistrix, what are you up to while this is happening?
I am happily trotting through the building looking for people that I consider my friends.
So if you're walking through the building, you kind of walk around a little bit. You check inside the library and you look around, kind of doing your sashay/skip as you always do as you're traveling around. Don't really see anyone around there. So you go check out where Nico was kind of passed the fuck out in the hospital wing. So there's not really anyone over there. As far as you can tell, looking around, there's no one inside of the building.
Ooh, is Nico's nurse anywhere around?
Yeah, so when you're walking back to the hospital, you do see that there's that cleric that was supposed to be helping Nico, kind of making up the beds and stuff.
I'm going to walk up to her and be like, do you consider yourself my friend?
I mean, well, I've met you one time, but I think all of Paylor's creatures are my friends, so sure.
Okay, well, Brockus wants to meet my friends, so can you go say hi?
I don't necessarily know if that's what Brockus probably meant.
He just told me to tell my friends to go say hi.
Roll for persuasion.
Can I have a bonus because of the fact that I am 110% sincere about this?
You don't need
You
it.
can just roll for persuasion. Just a straight roll. You'll be fine.
Hold on. Let me do the math. Let me do the math. Are we ready for this whopping number?
Let's hear it.
27.
Oh my
The fuck did you roll?
I'm
Natural
done.
20.
I'm done.
Did you ask for a bonus?
Bards,
I
bards,
asked for a
man.
bonus before I roll.
Done.
Thank you.
I'm fucking done.
I'm-
Fuck this.
I'm drinking to that
Did we just
one.
go nat 1 to nat 20?
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god, back to back, baby.
Cheers, y'all.
I see this as an
Happy?
absolute win.
No,
So happy that I got
Mama,
this table
as a
to roll
DM,
my
I'm
dice on.
drinking with you.
Fucking jeez, what the fuck?
Drink, cause I wanna drink.
I literally look at my persuasion and I'm like, wait, it's
Okay.
a +7. Let me just make this dramatic real quick.
You're a bard. You don't need it.
All right, well,
I forgot.
you see her kind of just sit there with like a sheet in her hand, and she goes,
Just full on cat grin with like the big doe eyes and like her little feet like,
I suppose.
okay, thank you. And she's just gonna trot off.
So she starts following you back up to the room where Brockus is. Do you just open the door and just walk right back in?
I'm just gonna knock and be like, here's one of my friends, and leave the lady at the door and go find them.
So as you're walking away, you hear him kind of open the door, and you hear this, and you hear the girl go, she said that you wanted to meet her friends, and you hear him go, you can go back to your work, and he just closes the fucking door, and you hear the clerk lady go, what the fuck? As you begin skipping back out.
I'm actually gonna go look for them now.
Okay. You are sure
What
you're not
happens
in
when
the-
you aren't specific with your directions to a cat?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Let this be a lesson to you, Karma.
Like, we waited 2 weeks for this.
I know. I know.
That is going in the book.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
is that one going on TikTok? Yeah,
That's going on
yeah,
TikTok.
yeah, come on, give me a timestamp. Let's go. 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's gonna go on TikTok. Where are we
Oh my
at?
God.
40 minutes in. Okay.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Okay. As you begin walking out, you know your friends aren't in the light, so I assume that you're going to leave it, or are you just going to keep going around finding other clerks to ask if they're your friend? Okay.
No, we're just gonna go straight outside. Like, I've already given my joke.
You're very pleased with yourself for completing your mission as you're kind of skipping out with your beautiful black fur sashaying, and you open the door. Nico, you hear the door open, you just kind of see Mistrix walking out of the light, big grin on her face, and Silas and Kazim, you guys also notice that Mistrix is walking out of the light as you guys are walking out of the begging merchant. You guys see her kind of walking down, skipping, very pleased with herself. What would you guys like to do?
We both agree she just did something.
Like, gonna stop on the stairs dramatically and be like, guys, I have a new friend and he wants to meet all of my other friends.
What?
He's already met the cleric lady. Brockus.
The big holy man that did not want to talk to any of us because we're below him?
I don't know. All I know is he wants to meet you guys. Probably
No.
because of the doppelganger blood that he knows about now.
You might be thinking of Zwendal. That's Terron's boss. Brockus
Well,
works with Terron.
He told me to bring you guys within the hour, and I kind of don't want to be shaved. So, can we go?
Did he say he was going to shave you if we didn't meet him within the hour?
He looks like a grumpy old man, so I'm pretty sure he'd probably shave me.
Did you imply,
What?
because he's an old man, that his threat was to shave you?
Actually,
Do you
make
mean
a
like
threat.
Hank?
No, I mean, like, I have fur. I will become cat pelt.
I can't even begin to break through that logic. Let's fucking go.
Oh.
Although I do notably dislike Brockus. I want that on the record. Fuck this guy.
Have we met anyone that you do like?
He already seems like a pain in the ass because he did, like, a funny thing and made me try to, like, tell him the truth about everything. And you know me, I go off on rants. And he didn't really like that, so it's kind of his own fault, though.
Like, spell-wise tried to make you tell the truth, or...
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, we got nothing to hide, right?
Think so. But he knows about the there is douche.
Right, I'm just gonna look at Nico.
Really
What the
quick.
fuck are you looking at me for?
Are any of... I feel like I don't need to ask this. Are any of us doppelgangers?
Oh yeah, totally, Kazim. Like, yeah.
I'd love to be a
I am a
doppelganger because
doppelganger.
I would have totally rocked that truth serum shit.
I appreciate the sarcasm. Fucking prick your fingers.
Oh my fucking god.
Straight
You've
out,
been
just like,
apart from each other for an entire
the
night.
axe.
Kinda.
Pull out the axe, cut my hand.
I look at Silas, like, with my hand outstretched,
Does anybody
ready
know
for the
blood magic?
dagger last time that he fucking lended me.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be really funny if one of us knew blood magic, because then if we stabbed ourselves, we all had different blood. It'd be really cool.
Blood magic.
I don't think she knows how blood magic works.
No.
Kazim, here, look. I sliced my hand open and I handed like 5 centimeters in front of his fucking eyes. Look how pretty I bleed.
Yeah, I just needed to see proof of blood. Come on, I don't like doing this as much as you guys do.
Didn't Nico bleed like a shit ton yesterday though?
Yes.
Gee,
that's
yeah, I
kind of
fucking
why I was
did.
expecting just a prick in the finger, not to just bleed your hand open.
Well, anyway, let's go.
Well, Mr. like cleric, I'm gonna patch you up with fucking healing magic. Why don't you fix it then?
She's gonna like slowly start waving her arms in her direction and backing into the building.
How long has the when did the hour start, Mistrix?
I don't remember. I'm bad with time.
I miss Tasha.
I
I miss the farmhouse, honestly. Like, none of this has been good for any of us. We just seem to be fucking all over the
Well,
fucking place, and they pay for that bitch.
The sooner we go, the sooner we can get this over with. Don't make me use my mom voice.
Did we talk about what happened down in the mines?
No,
We
we talked about
didn't. Wait.
They stole the anchor.
no, but it's really
Yeah.
pretty down there. You should totally
Someone
go.
stole the anchor. Tyron, I think, knows who. The doppelganger.
Should we go talk to Terron beforehand?
Kazim,
I want to talk to Tyron, but I want to inform these two about what's going on because we, like I said yesterday, we all need to be on the same page.
oh, so you all know about
we
the
sure we
paintings
should
not really
talk-
being paintings?
What?
Oh, you mean the carvings?
And the fucked up wall?
So,
Yeah.
for clarification, Nico and Silas, you don't know about those illusions.
Oh, those are different. Yeah.
You're talking
you
about
know-
the.
Yeah, you know
The-
of the
the
pictures,
inscription.
but you don't. They weren't illusions to you.
Oh.
The inscriptions that were carved into the wall.
They're illusions. And they hurt.
Illusions.
Okay, right. Let's do this one at a time.
What the fuck did you just say?
Everybody
We
else,
talk about this
No,
right
no,
here in the
but-
middle of the street, by the way.
everybody else was being very rude and very sad. So I took it upon myself to go on an adventure.
Let's do this one at a time, in the order that things happen, so that we can work out what's real and what's not. And I agree with Nico. We should not be doing this here. Let's go to one of the rooms in the library. Figure this out. Decide whether we're going to Tyron or Brachus.
Shouldn't we go to the tavern instead? I mean, library is still being a. I mean,
You need medical.
no offense.
You need to be close proximity to healers at any one point.
Silas, I'm just tired. I swear.
I'm not arguing.
By the way, I should say, when y'all pricked your fingers and whoever cut themselves, it all bled normally. I feel like I should.
say
I feel like I should clarify that because I
Thank you.
haven't said anything yet. But yes, everyone's normal.
Cool.
If Freya
I'm
was
gonna
in your
wipe my
position-
hand at Kazim.
If Freya was in your position, you'd want her to be as close to healers as possible.
That.
This is some fucking emotional manipulation, Silas. I hope you fucking know that.
I have a
Whatever it
question,
takes.
Bestie.
Yeah, what's up?
Since we've been traveling with Kazim, would we have noticed any changes?
They've been pretty gradual. I will say Silas has probably noticed something because he's been around him the most, even prior to you guys actually meeting. He's seen him the most. Silas,
Okay.
you would notice that you're not too sure what color his fur used to, or his feathers used to be, but you have noticed that there's a little bit less luster to them.
Alright, mental note of that. Now is not the time.
And I would say, Mistrix, with your passive investigation, I would say you probably notice that there's a little bit, it's not nearly as bright, but it's hard to recall exactly what color because it's been so gradual.
My down die ran out. That's all that is.
Ow. Let's go
He's a
inside.
dirty
He hasn't
bitch. and he
taken a
needs-
shower in a week, so you know.
He's a
Let-
dirty bitch and he needs a bath.
Let's go inside. Let's figure this out. Let's decide who we're going to talk to. Because
I feel like if-
I would prefer to go talk to Tyrant.
I would also prefer to talk
Honestly, yes.
to Tyron over fucking the other guy, but he needs to talk to us in the hour.
Let's.
How
it's-
long could. Come
The
on.
thing, we all need to be on the same page before we talk to anybody. Because if there's
Yeah.
discrepancies, we need to make sure we know where they are.
Can I also
feel like-
say,
Hmm?
Brachus was the one that I went to for the scry thingy that I was gonna do, and it was about the doppelganger, and he says he's not on this plane
Describe what
anymore.
now? Well, of course.
Nico and I knew that.
Did you guys kill the doppelganger?
That's inside. I don't know
Not
why
talk
this
about
isn't
this
going
in
into
the middle of
people's
the
heads.
hour.
That's fucking.
I'm going to drag Kazim inside by his robe.
Okay. So, as you guys are talking, all of a sudden Silas quickly grabs Kazim and kind of hoists him up as you guys begin to walk inside.
I would have come willingly.
He says as he's kicking and screaming, "Fucking let me
My
down,
wig
god damn it!"
flailing about.
I just had the
Panicked
worst.
pigeon.
No, I just had the worst 24 hours since my wife's death. I am not taking any shit from Kazim. I am just dragging him.
So, as you guys kind of walk in, I assume you're gonna go talk to the front desk lady, who weirdly enough is the same one as it's been this entire time. As you walk up, and are you guys going to one of the quiet rooms?
Yeah.
So you guys kind of walk up, and she goes, "Can I help you?"
The quiet areas, are they still available?
For how many?
Just the 4 of us.
I think we have one available. Please follow me. As she begins to glide back towards that area that she went with you, Silas. As she kind of goes to the one that you, Nico, and Mistrix kind of went into, as she opens it up and she goes, I will ask that you guys only be here for about an hour. We like to keep these bigger ones open a little bit more often. So I'll give you guys about an hour and I'll come get you when time starts to run out.
We'll only be a few minutes. I'll make sure you know once we're out of your hair.
I
Can I
appreciate
ask
it.
you a question?
Yeah.
You're really pretty and you're really awesome and you've been here almost every single day.
Thank
Do you not have somebody to replace you so you can go take a nap?
You see her kind of look at you with just a smile on your face and goes, I believe it's a little bit more complicated than that. As she kind of gives you a wink and just kind of walks away.
You'll have to tell me that story sometime.
Maybe. As she walks back to the front desk. You guys open up the door and go into the room, and it's just the same basic room. There's the 3 chairs and then the desk that was there and the 1 chair in the back, as you guys are able to pile into there.
Yeah.
As soon as you close the door, all of the sound that was in the hallway, it just goes dead quiet. It's perfectly silent. You don't hear anything except you guys.
I want to sit in the odd chair.
The one on the other side of the desk,
Yes.
pretend you're in charge.
Yes.
As Mystic kind of struts over to that desk and sits down with the power that she has.
I'm gonna sit on
She
my
sits-
haunches so that I'm tall too. Just to be like, haha, I am tall
Before
kid.
we talk about anything important to you guys, we gotta talk. What is going on with her, right? The front desk lady? There's something there.
She's been here every single day that we've been here, and she's not slept.
My own
Kazim.
personal theory: identical triplets.
Maybe it's something
Oh my
magical.
God,
You
Kazim.
were trained here. If anyone
Wait,
should know, it's
wait.
you.
Did she ever change while you were here?
What do you mean by change? Like, change
Was there
shift?
ever anyone else at the desk?
I genuinely don't know. I'm like never in this part of the building.
I'm going to investigate this when we're done.
Okay.
Okay, next subject.
Anyway,
Someone has the anchor.
Oh, we
do we
already
have
do that.
any
No,
any
we
idea
already
who
do that.
has it?
No, a third party has the anchor. The doppelganger came looking for it.
And he didn't have it. He thought
didn't
we
have-
we do.
That reminds me, I've got somebody looking for the anchor right now, actually.
Were you there? Did you see what happened to my rock?
No, I was looking out.
happened to
I was looking
Jewel?
out a window. Actually, I have no idea.
Like solemnly, like there's a tear, like the whole, everything got dead serious.
I heard a loud shattering, but I was looking out the window. By the time I
Did you
turned
see
around,
anybody
it was
run
already on
away?
the ground. Huh?
Did you see anybody run away?
I was looking out the window.
Are you lying to me? Because you're
No,
kind
I'm-
of giggling.
Roll
I
for
was looking
deception.
out a-
Roll for perception.
I was looking out a window.
Let's go, bitch.
Oh, that's a really high number.
6.
Tell me yours and I'll
Deception.
tell you mine.
19.
21.
Ooh,
Oh.
I
come on.
I never told a lie. I was not lying throughout the
You
entire
you
stay.
can tell he isn't lying about saying he was
I was
looking
looking out
he,
a window.
He was looking out a window, 100%.
When I turned around, there was a shattered orb on the ground, and I was looking out a window
But
that night.
you do get
The
a hint.
question
You do
is-
get a hint that perhaps it's not the whole truth.
The question was, do you know who broke my jewel?
I was looking out a window. I also turned around and saw your jewel broken on the stage.
It wasn't on the
my
stage,
fucking
bitch.
God.
Wasn't it?
No,
Where
We
was
were
the
at a
jewel
table.
broken?
we were at a table, and you. It was
No,
on
I
the floor.
specifically remember
was on
picking
the
up the
floor.
bag and throwing it over the
It was
crowd.
on the floor because it smacked the the dwarf in the face.
She's not going to comment on it. I'm not
She
gonna
obviously
comment on it
didn't
again.
hear it.
Anyway, moving on.
I'm pretty sure I have a bit more pressing matters at hand right now.
I've got a.
I'm about to call him the word that he does not like.
You call me bird, and so help me God, I will
Oh my
break every
guys!
single orb I see.
You
Guys!
break my rock.
The world
sorry?
is currently ending,
Oh
and we're
my
discussing
God.
a rock.
I've got
Yes.
somebody looking for the actual
When
anchor.
did you? When
at
did
this
you?
point
When did you? So that was the anchor we found in the cave, right? When we were coming to
The anchor we
Peakbarrow.
found was the one that I carried in my bag. Someone took it out of my bag and replaced it with an
Yes,
almost
yes,
identical
yes,
copy. Yes.
That is the one that Kazim has hired somebody to look for.
I hired
the
somebody to
entire
look for
point-
the real one.
The entire point of me being concerned about what happened to this rock is because we could have fucking used it to be like, aha, this is the one you want. Ha 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 ha.
But that doesn't matter now.
Regardless.
We have an
situation.
anchor destroyed in Rivers Run. We have an anchor missing, possibly in Peakbarrow. The anchor that was being kept in Peakbarrow, that Terron wanted to take me and Nico to look for, has been taken by a third party.
Wait, isn't that the same one?
Oh.
I mean, I kind of assumed that the one we found in the cave was the one that was supposed to be in the cave. I mean, down in the
From the look, from
In the mine?
from what I understand, Karma, was that the same room or was that a different room that Terron took us to?
So he took you to a different room, but I would say let me see. You guys' passive insight isn't great.
No.
Mine's alright.
I would say that you guys both, with your kind of Silas, with your experience of being able to kind of discern, people's kind of intents a little bit, it's a different room with how you looked at the pedestal and you saw it kind of jammed out. You saw that it looks like it's been stolen, and I would say you'd probably be able to figure out, because what's your wisdom?
Not the better to 12, I think.
I also saw it as well.
Just above average.
So I will say with Mistrix, with your passive insight and with your wisdom, you would be able to infer that it's probably the same one you found earlier on, because you would assume that with it going missing, they probably wouldn't have gone the way out towards all the guards. They probably would have gone the way you guys came in, where there was no one to pay attention to.
Well, what it kind of looked like is it kind of looked like the people that were dead in the ooze that kind of killed me. That was the third party, is what it kind of sort of looks out to be.
Which gives me even more reason to go speak to Terron.
Yeah.
And
Because
Brockus really wants to know what and who all know about the doppelgangers and Tharizdun.
So, if Kazim has sent out somebody last night to go look for it, that means there's now 4 groups looking for it, one of which has it.
Which means that my little bard troop got scared away because they shouldn't have been in danger, which also means that we've put this other people in danger because they're looking for a rock that a fucking creepy ass
In danger.
bad guy is looking for.
everybody's in danger at this point. I'm gonna look to Nico. I don't know what happened down there. I'm not gonna ask what happened down there. Is there any way it can come back?
Is there any way that the banished creature... Do I look like I'm a magical person? I don't know shit like that.
If you want us to leave so you can ask your friend, that's fine. But we need to know how much time we've got.
Oh.
Do you two want a minute alone?
Yes, please.
Alright, we'll give you a minute alone outside so Kazim and Mistress can tell me what they were up to last night. Because I haven't spoken to you guys since dinner yesterday. I think we're missing that.
Okay.
So, Nico, find out as much as we can about how much time we've got.
Yep.
You two,
Gotcha, boss.
come with me outside, and I'm just gonna leave the room.
Okay. So as you guys begin to get to the door and kind of open it and close it, Nico, I'm assuming that you're going to close it and lock it because there is a lock that you're able to use.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so you're able to lock it, and I will ask you this, Nico. Would you like to do it through Discord, or would you like to do it out loud?
You can do it out loud. It's fine.
Okay.
Should be fine.
So as you guys kind of walk out into the hallway, and you see the perfectly clean walls and stuff like that, you hear the door close behind you and hear it quick lock. And Nico, you are now in the room by yourself.
I'm going to do this old man walk towards each chair, like every single time I move, just like fucking bones crackling. Going to sit down, like take off my necklace, like hold it in hand. And I'm just going to like sigh. I know you can hear me, V. This is not fun anymore. Look, I really think we need to talk. Like, seriously. This is...
You hear a voice creeping out of the back of your mind. He goes, "You'd like to talk now? Well, I feel that since we are so evenly paid at the moment, that I see that your friends are wanting some information. I care to make a deal?"
Do tell. Paint me curious.
I will give you your information in whatever way you'd like to speak, but I'd like some free time. Nothing too serious, nothing too crazy, but I'd like to be able to take a stroll.
Before I say yes or no, like, look, I'm honestly, personally, I'm not scared of you, but like, judging from the people around me, I should be. I'm not, but I should be, They call you a monster in my head, I recently had a talk with Silas.
Me? We're friends. We'll always be friends.
Believe me, V. I know what you're talking about, but like, look, I don't know what to tell them anymore. Like, look.
I have an idea.
What are
that might make
even?
it a little bit easier for you.
Yeah.
When we get an opportunity, perhaps not in a trapped room, but if we can get some alone time, there is a way for you to let me go on about, and you can go hang out, deal with your friends on your own, and I can do what I would like to do, and I feel like for the amount of time I would need, it would be enough. And you'd like to know what I am? Oh dear. That's gonna require another deal.
The group is not doing so hard right now, and like, more than ever, we need like to be on the same page. Like, look, could you at least tell me, like, the doppelganger, like, is it gone? Is it gonna be back? If so, when is it going to be back? Like,
I will say, it is First of all, I need to ask, do we have a deal?
Sure, we have a deal.
Well, you have until the end of the day to uphold your bargain. If you don't, there may be consequences, and I don't like punishing my friends. But I trust you, so I will gladly give you the information. Now, I will unfortunately say I was not able to kill this doppelganger. Doing so, unfortunately, would have killed you as well, and that goes against my better interests, and I do
Of
care
course.
for you. You're an investment.
Oh, well,
I'd
my
rather not
body.
waste it. But I will say, with some magical means, I'd say I've given you about a 2 to 3 week window of breathing room. Get prepared in case he comes back.
All right. So he was banished where he came from,
Correct?
is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Do you know where is that from? Or do you not?
From what I can tell, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, friend, and you know I would never lie to you. I can't see where he went.
Wait, you can't.
I assumed it
What?
was just going to be quick and I have access to other planes of existence, but for some reason, I have no idea where he went.
Huh. I was not expecting that one, actually.
There are limits to my power, unfortunately. But based on the information that I've learned, I will say I would assume it's the Astral Sea because you may not know this, friend, but that's not a realm of existence.
Well, not to say anything, but you are the closest I've ever gotten to magic, period. Okay?
Ooh, I'm
And I'm pretty sure you
first.
know that.
Very fun.
Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know that.
You seem to be having plenty of fun with it.
Fun. Oh, me. Oh, my head.
Don't worry. You'll be fine. Go. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
I have some preparations to do before I get my fun. And as this is happening, what are you guys doing in the hallway? What is Kazim, Silas, and Mistrix talking about?
I want to know what they were up to last night because they know what we were doing.
You want me to start?
By all means.
We went to a tavern, met a nice little band of Feely, Teely, and Dweely.
Those were not their names, but
I
at
do
least
not
you
care.
tried.
I do not care. We I chased down a lead that we had kind of been tracking until we got to the tavern on a elven delinquent, to say the least. I'm still not sure what his real name is. I employed him to look for the real anchor by showing him the fake to tell him what he was looking for. And something happened to the fake anchor that we don't need to discuss any further. And then we
It's
kind of met up
very
with you guys.
interesting.
Then we met up with you guys at the library when Nico was.
Well, we met up with them at the mine to tell them about this, and then they came out of the mine,
Yeah,
and then we followed them.
that's pretty much the extent of the night.
Hiron did not seem concerned when the anchor wasn't there. which
That
leads
is
me to
concerning.
believe that he knows who has it. The doppelganger didn't know where it was. He tried to search our minds for its location, and when he didn't get what he wanted, he looked to be rid of us. The walls in that room depicting the history of Palor, I suppose,
The
There-
perceivably fake history, yeah.
there were carvings within that wall that Tyron could not see.
Probably because they were illusions.
So-
Tyron couldn't see it. Nico and I could.
What was the substance of these carvings?
Who are you asking?
Me,
Both of you, I suppose. You've both seen it, right?
one of the 12 anchors was crossed out.
Well, all along the wall, it still had written what the other rocks had of Abyssal. But this one, I'm not going to say what it said in this building. Because it'll get me kicked out of this building. And I don't want to be kicked out of the building right now.
I'm guessing it spoke of an individual that has been made aware to me.
No,
Oh, was it
probably
a
not.
heresy?
Basically.
Yeah, they don't like heresy here. Better
Yeah.
you don't say it out loud.
hmm And then there's also a weird wall in that hallway too. Oh, just in case you didn't know, whenever everybody came back to the building, I went down in the mine.
Yeah, weird wall.
Like, it hurt to try to walk through it, but if you had the right stuff, you could go through it. I just don't have the right stuff.
I'll say at this point, Nico has probably opened the door and began to let you guys either in or walk out with you guys, but I would say Nico is probably joining you now.
When
Can
you
we-
say weird
Can we go in
wall-
there? Can we
Yeah,
go in
let's
there?
go inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Nico, we're going back in.
Get in.
I want to clarify, by weird wall, that requires something special to walk through, and it hurts if you don't have that special something.
Wait,
You don't mean a locked
Okay,
door, do you?
So hold on. Nico wasn't here. Lock the door just in case. We don't
Lock
want
the
anybody
door.
walking in on us. So, everybody was grumpy. Nobody wanted to tell me what happened. You know me. I don't like secrets. I don't like things that I don't know. So I took it upon myself to go down there while everybody was heading this way. When I went down there, I had enough time to read all the writing on the walls. I had enough time to examine things. I even got this little vial of the blood. She puts it back in the bag. So basically, all the writings on the walls that apparently only we can see and not the people of the light is traitor. And it says that Palor was the traitor. And the pictures are fake. Like, they hurt when I tried to touch them because they look like there's stuff behind them. And when I went to touch them, you could tell that it was not right. And then I was like, okay, if it hurts me, there has to be something that can go through it. So I picked up a rock, and I chucked the rock at the painting, and the rock went through and then came back.
should we check
And
the mines again?
And then when I was walking down the hallway before I got there, there was like this section of the wall that looked really weird, and I tried to walk through it and it hurt. And I don't mean like I walked into a wall and hurt myself. No, I mean like,
Okay.
like shocking hurt.
Okay. Yeah, let's we definitely got to go check that out again.
Yeah.
But first, the vial of blood.
Doppelganger blood, which is what I was gonna do the scry with, which is
How the hell did we just gloss over that? We've got what Nathan needs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I did that for us. I did.
Do you have any
Figured you'd be happy.
extras? Or is it
It's
just a one
literally a
vial?
giant vial of fucking shit.
You wouldn't
How
you wouldn't
did
say
you
it's
get
giant.
it
She
again?
pulls out this like kind of
I am 4 foot tall. It is giant to me.
It's
It's like
maybe about the size of a shot glass filled with doppelganger blood.
I am little.
Okay,
We need to make sure we keep a hold of that. And
But-
get it back
we
to
can't
Nathan.
let that out of our sights.
How about we divide it into 4 vials? That way each of us has one. That way if something happens and one of them breaks, we still have others.
Did Marcus say he needed a specific amount or just a vial of it? Or not Marcus, Nathan.
I don't remember.
I think it's
But I
better
still-
we give as much as we can to Nathan.
Well, then can we divide
so
it
we
into
can
2
use-
vials then? That way, once again, if we split,
I mean, I can
someone
take some
still
of
has
it.
some. Yeah.
Like,
Anyway, aside from that, I took it up to Brockus, which is where this whole we have an hour thing, which is now like 20 minutes. And he did the scry, and I tried to describe to him that, what we were looking for without telling him what it was. What we were looking for was possibly going to change in the middle of him looking for it. And we just kind of floated through blackness. There was nothing. And he said
That
it wasn't
would
on this plane of
be-
existence, and then I made the mistake of asking him if he knew a quick way for someone to learn Abyssal. And it kind of rolled into, is this creature of the dude that is the Theris douche? And, yeah, he wants to know how many people know about it. And I got in trouble. And here we are.
Fuck, he thinks we're cultists.
oh.
I also told him
no.
that the guy that was with them knew about it too.
Fuck, he thinks we're trying to free Theris dude now.
we go and see Tyron.
We
Told
need to fucking see Terron.
Who knows
I
if Tyron's even on our
told him-
side here?
I told him that we weren't looking for Therisdune. We were fighting this creature.
Because we are the most trustworthy people in the city.
Yeah.
He had me under a fucking truth zone. Of course I can't fucking lie about it. Oh, sorry. That's a little ragey.
I mean,
Apologies.
look, almost everyone in the River Run knows about the fucking doppelgangers. Like, so many people know about them.
The entire
Well,
guards know about the
just
about the
exactly.
doppelgangers.
Tell
Not
him.
everybody knows about Therisdune, but who knows how many people know right now?
If we-
Can we
if
go talk
Brockus-
to the tree guy and get protection from truth zone from Brockus?
The tree guy?
She's talking about the guy that was with them. She's really bad with names.
Tyron.
Yes. Sounds like tree. Tyron. Tree. It's okay. That's why you
Do
were
mean
burned for a hot
Terron
while.
or Tyron?
It's,
Are those two different people?
no,
The
it's,
cleric
they're
guy.
talking about Terron.
Okay. I don't know why I thought Tyron was a different person.
Yes.
Let's
Totally.
go talk to Terron. I wanna see how he's
anything-
gonna react to me.
If anything, he has to come too because he's technically partially a friend.
Oh my god.
What?
He said to bring my friends.
Yeah, the 3 of us and you.
He was not specific. He said bring your friends.
We need to.
How many people do you consider a friend?
Anyone who considers themselves my friend?
Oh my god. Silas, what do you make of this?
I feel like I should be taking psychic damage.
Now that you mentioned it, let's go talk to Terron.
Yeah.
Hold on.
no.
How much time do we have before the hour's up, do you think?
Based on your guys' best guess, you've probably been in here for about 20-ish minutes.
Fuck, we gotta go talk to Brackus or else he's gonna think we're on to him.
Nico.
Kazim?
Nico. Did you learn anything?
Right, about that. The reason why he couldn't see him, well,
About who?
he's in the Astral Sea. And he was not killed. And the estimate is that he's going to be gone for about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. At
Wait.
most.
Who did you talk to? You were in here by yourself.
Oh,
Did you do some ritual?
Mr. X, Nico will explain when it is his time.
I'm fucking confused.
How did you get... Okay, so it's not dead?
it's
It's on a different
banished.
plane of existence.
Yeah, it's
Already
been
told you that.
banished. Oh my goodness.
The doppelganger's in the astral sea. We have
Yes.
2 to 3 weeks until it'd be possible for the doppelganger to find a way back.
Well, can we go get Terron?
We don't have time to talk to Terron. We have to go talk to Brockus right
But
now.
we can get him and take him with us.
We have like 14 minutes. How hard can it be to find one person, talk to him for 5 minutes, and then just go all together?
We don't have 40 minutes. We
We've been in
spent
here
20 of it
yeah.
talking right now.
We have roughly 25 minutes.
Oh.
Is that accurate?
At the time that it took me to go downstairs, get the cleric lady, and then come outside,
Hey,
you all were
now the
directly
dude
outside.
like holds a
You
clock
walked
on
like
him.
halfway across town to find us. Brockus
No.
is an asshole. I know him personally.
Karma
assume.
said that I walked right outside of the building, and you all were there.
Were we directly outside?
Pretty much.
So that probably took about 5-6 minutes. Right?
Yeah, so I would say based on when he told you that you had about an hour, and after you brought the other cleric pretending to be their friend, I would
wasn't
say
pretending.
I would say with the 20 minutes, it's
you.
probably I'd say it's about right. You got about 25 minutes before he might get a little suspicious.
Okay, let's go find Terron then.
I'm gonna go to the front desk lady. I'm gonna like zoom while they walk out of the room.
I need some fucking fresh air. This is fucking killing me.
So
Do I recognize
Bessie.
the front desk lady?
So, with how long you've been with the light, I will say that
So
you've
many.
never noticed, but for some reason, I would say with your passive perception that it's odd. She has kind of always been the same for about as long as you can remember. Never really different. Always just kind of there. You never paid much attention to her because you're right. You never really spent much time up front. But every time you could remember going to the library, going to the prayer rooms, or even going to for like injuries and stuff, going to the nurses, she's always just kind of there. And it's kind of hard with your passive perception. You can't really tell because it's been such a long time. For you, it's been a long time. For everyone else, they'd probably be able to tell. But for birds, it's been a very long time. You can't really tell if she's changed or not. It's hard.
The DM just used the B word.
I know, and he didn't say jack shit about it.
It's because I'm not talking to Kazim himself. It's not a character saying this to him.
Bird.
It's very different when it's a character versus the DM.
Yeah, I'm literally God,
If I try throwing shit at Karma for it, I get murdered mercilessly.
So
So
I'll do it for you. I'll just come back in 6 seasons.
Okay. Well, front desk lady. What? I'm gonna ask her what her name is because I feel so rude not knowing her name and being here and talking to her so often. Not gonna lie.
as you kind of walk up to her and you say, do you ask her or do you just say front desk lady?
I'd be like, front desk lady, I don't know your name and it makes me really sad.
You may call me Giselle.
That's really pretty.
Thank you.
is
dear.
she human or?
So, she's elf. Very full-blooded elf from what you can tell. And she's got kind of more slender face, very young for, you have no idea what her age should be, but to compare it to like a human, she looks like she may be like 1920 for some reason. She's got beautiful long kind of purple hair almost. It comes down about collarbone length to the bottom of the collarbone, and you see that there's no real different, it's parted down the middle. She's about 5'10", very slender, small build, and every time she walks, you don't see any bobble of the head. It's just almost a perfect glide when she moves. She goes,
I have 2 questions for you, Giselle.
what are they?
First question, are you some sort of enchanted ethereal being? Because dang.
What a tabaxi after mine own heart.
I'm honestly actually curious as to why you're so radiant and why you never need naps. But that can wait until I see you again. More importantly, we need Terron? Treeman? Yeah, Terron.
Terron?
Terron.
Well, I haven't seen him come down from his quarters, so he might perhaps still be up there. Kazim, you would know where they are, wouldn't you?
As long as it's on the way to Brockus, I don't care.
Yeah, I definitely know where Terron's quarters are.
Which, yes,
Nah.
yes, you would.
Yes, that's
Someone's
why I
like,
said it.
Secretly, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I wanna look at her really quick.
Mhm.
She doesn't bob her head when she moves?
Not really.
That's fucking weird, right? Like, I get the idea that she's always here and she looks the same age as ever because she's an
Question.
elf and they're like immortal.
Have any of us ever physically touched this lady?
Nope.
I would like to shake her hand.
I got you. I want to hug her.
Roll for, I'm going to say, perception. This is going to be weird.
God. Oh my god. 17 and
She's probably
then
a
plus
ghost.
some. So.
I mean, like, I've just been presuming this since the beginning.
Or
I'm saying she's an illusion.
I'm saying she's on a skateboard.
So it's an
One of
unnatural
us is
20.
right.
Unnatural 20.
Please take 3 points of radiant damage. As you go to try and give her a hug, and your arms pass right through her.
You hurt me like the door hurts.
I'm so sorry. I'm not supposed to be touched. I am much more complicated than one might believe.
Hologram, got it.
So as
She's
you
literally gonna pout and walk away.
Let's go fucking talk to Terron. We know about Ghost Lady now.
Giselle, I apologize for her eccentricness.
don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. I understand that I am supposed to look as lifelike as possible, and some might forget that my kind might exist.
Forget? Wait, forget your kind. Okay, we're gonna have to come back to this because I'm on a time limit. Please stay majestic and ethereal and stay in this building because you're wonderful and I miss you.
Thank
I
you,
was just
my
gonna
dear.
start walking up the steps.
So you guys begin to start walking up those steps, and I see Kazim thinking over there.
Is it ethical to employ a ghost in perpetuity?
That's probably just an astral projection.
She said she's a being.
Even astral projections have to
Astral
sleep.
elf.
But anyway,
As you guys
We
begin
haven't
to
Somebody
walk
who's
up the
actually
steps,
projecting can't do it in perpetuity.
following Kazim as he's sitting there contemplating everything, because he assumed this person's always been real.
I'm
Because
still
again,
being held by the scruff by Silas. I have not sat down once.
as he's just kind of dangling in front of him, and Kazim's just kind of sitting there pointing in certain directions of where to go.
Babysitter of this party. Like, we've got these two causing chaos every left, right, and center. Nico making deals with some ulterior being that's far beyond my strength.
cause chaos, I solve it with enchanting charisma.
As we are using Kazim as
brought
kind of a
3 other
guidance
bards into
to be
this
able to
party,
tell
you
him where
caused
he needs to
chaos.
go, you guys are walking down the kind of hallways. As you are we going to Terron or are we going to Brockus?
And
Terron.
We're going to Terron. Okay. So you begin to walk down this long hallways. You see there are a bunch of different kind of doors, and you see a much bigger, much more large, kind of grand, more gold filigree, and kind of a dark wood double door in front of you. Kind of walk up, and Kazim, you go try and jiggle the handle, and you notice that it's locked. Perhaps he's not awake, but you've never really noticed that it's been locked before.
I don't have thieves' tools. I can't just pick this lock.
First things first, I'm gonna knock.
There we go.
I'm gonna do my little cat claw.
So-
What is your first thought to pick?
Oh my fucking God.
Well,
Locked
it's locked.
door, I'm
Gotta
a
break
rogue. What do you
in.
want from
There's
me?
totally not a way to get past it that they might open it.
Gosh.
So,
Do you
I just
want that?
assumed he was dead inside and couldn't open the door because he was
Anyway.
unconscious.
Down the fucking street and see someone's house is locked and immediately go to
Anyway.
pick the lock instead of knocking.
Anyway,
all right.
God.
As we were, Mistrix
I
kind of
knocked on the
Sorry,
door.
Mistrix
I
almost
knock on-
immediately kind of walks up and does their little musical knock, and it takes about a minute. You hear some stirring in the back. You hear some paperwork falling and stuff, and you see the door just kind of cracks open a little bit, and you see the familiar face of kind of Terron halfway across the door. Yes, and you guys, as you notice, Mistrix, you're the one that's kind of looking, right?
Yeah.
With your passive perception, you were noticing that his eyes are kind of sunken a little bit. He's a lot more gray than he was before. He looks like he's got, Kazim, you're also right there. You notice that he's got like these bags under his eyes. Looks like he hasn't slept at all. And he goes, "Can I help you?"
I can see that you're not in the best of moods or shapes, but we have a bit of a situation, and we need you.
What do you need?
I may have done a foolish thing, and I tried to scry for the creature, and it has led to Brockus asking questions. And I feel like I'm in trouble.
Brockus will not get any of you in trouble. You'll be fine as long as you tell him the truth.
Well, he wants to know who all knows about the thing with the douche name.
You can tell him that I'm busy.
I'm
I
sorry
actually
for
have a
your
question.
loss. Literally just gonna be like, sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I'm going to like put my like hand at like Mistrix's shoulders, like kind of like slightly like push myself through. Any chance we could actually go down to the mine again? You know, take a closer look.
You have my permission. You know where to go. You'll be fine.
Oh.
And you see him kind of go,
Kinda-
if there's nothing more important, I need to get back to what I'm doing. And he begins to close the door.
Wait, didn't I pick something up from that guy?
Yeah, you picked up a piece of wood that was kind of in the shape of a kite shield with a piece of cloth with a circle of swords and a cross in the middle.
I'm gonna like quickly pull it out and be like, I found this.
Silas, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh.
I don't know what I'm
Oh.
doing.
Whoa.
Please
Oh,
don't
no,
murder
it's
me.
very low. Is it a 1?
What is it?
One.
It's a 1.
Silas begins to go into a rage. And without control of himself, Silas, I'd like you to make an attack against Mistrix.
Cool. Right. Okay.
Please keep in mind that I am previously injured from the Radiant Lady.
He's not going for you, he's going for the thing that you're holding.
Yeah.
I literally
um,
have it like
Which
this.
is why does a 15 hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. I need my d10s.
Please don't kill me. I'm not ready to
I
die.
will have it known I randomly selected what attack this was, and I'm sorry in advance.
And you want to have any type of actions, reactions, anything like that?
Can I do anything?
Depends on what you're thinking.
Command?
I will say, it's a pretty quick response from Silas, so we're going to let him do this attack as he's doing it, but he's got something else that's going to happen.
Actually, I am holding Mistrix's shoulders. Any chance I could push her away?
Again, it's very quick. You guys are
Yeah.
more concentrated on Terron than you were on
Bro.
Silas.
You're gonna
Interesting.
see, like, Silas's hand is gonna, like, where Nico and Kazim have seen the tattoo on his wrist, it's gonna kind of evolve into almost like a skeleton hand.
Oh.
I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds. at first level, and you're gonna take. I think that's 22 necrotic
Ooh!
damage.
Oh! God damn! Oh shit!
Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
So, what has just happened is Silas, as soon as Mistrix brings out this piece of wood, you were getting flashbacks of when your camp was being attacked because you recognize this as the symbol of the purists, the people that you believe had destroyed and attacked your camp. And the rage wells up inside you so much, and you just hear this, kill it, kill it, kill it, and you just kind of grab Mistrix's arm immediately. And Mistrix, as you're kind of holding this up, you see Silas's hand grab on, and you see this weird green kind of energy going up through your arms and your veins as you start feeling this intense burn on your hands, and it drops to the ground, and you guys see Terron quickly grab it. Silas, you make another Constitution saving throw.
Yep, cool. Right, please fuck off those. Oh. Did you have to pull it out?
I was literally gonna ask what it is.
That is a 10.
You are able to calm yourself down to be able to kind of see what you are doing. You're grabbing Mistrix's arm, and you're seeing that you're using this weird skeletal ability that you've never seen before. As this weird, large skeletal hand is grabbing onto Mistrix, coming from you. You were almost unable to recognize what is going on, and you're able to kind of focus back into what's going on, and you kind of release and realize what you've just done.
Silas.
I just want you guys to know that she almost died.
Fuck.
What is that, Silas?
I will have it known that I maintain control, and there is remorse in his eyes for the fact that he hurt Mistrix, but there is no regret at the attempt to destroy what he saw. And he will just stare at it in Terron's hand.
Silas did just see Terron quickly grab what he was going after it fell onto the ground. You see, it's pretty quick when Terron goes to grab it.
She's gonna like hold her arm to herself and just be like, I was gonna ask what that was, but apparently I'm not allowed.
I'm gonna look at Terron. If you know where they are, you will tell me.
You see Terron kind of look at you and go, I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Oh.
I didn't ask. If you want an ally, you'll tell me by sunrise, and I walk down the stairs.
You're going the wrong way.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Silas.
Oh my god! Oh no!
Josh, I didn't ask for this. No, I walk down the stairs. I'm going back to the library, and I'm gonna go back to reading the book, Karma.
Okay. So roll your wisdom check and then tell me what it is as you're studying your book again. As you guys are kind of...
Oh, that's a 16.
Okay, so you're 1-1 right now, just to let you know.
Cool.
So as you guys...
Nico is pushing into the room. I don't give a fuck.
Make a strength check.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
athletics.
You know what? I'm gonna instead use my mage hand to pop the door open instead. You know, because I can't do shit.
You know, I have things I could do to help us if you want.
So
Is the door currently unlocked?
So you
I
see
would like
that
to just think this-
that Nico begins to try and push it open as Terron seems to be trying to push it closed, and you see this weird skeletal hand just kind of become corporeal in front of you guys as he's holding the door open as Terron is trying to close it as hard as he can. So it's still open. It's just Terron is trying to close it.
We have a couple more questions, you know, that need answering.
I have
And
things
would
to
love
do.
know. Oh, really now? Because we do too.
All right, Cat's
Is
gonna
it just
snap.
me?
Hold on,
Or is
hold on.
like, are we all getting like weird vibes from the dude?
Cat's gonna snap out of shock that she was just attacked by someone that she trusts. She's gonna look at him and be like, I almost died because of the thing that I just fucking tried to show you that you have in your pocket. I don't understand what's going on, and I don't appreciate this.
Who is pushing on the
Lord.
door right now?
Only me.
Make a strength
Well,
saving
quote,
throw.
unquote.
Can
I
I
may go for disadvantages.
can I use one of my spells here to help?
What spells do you have?
I have a cantrip called Thaumaturgy. That can instantaneously cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or shut.
I'm gonna say because if he wasn't actively pushing against it, I would say so. But because he's actively pushing against it, it's pretty useless.
How about can I use Bardic Inspiration?
That's
because
19,
I am currently
and that is a
fucking-
16. You said save, right?
Yeah, save.
Well, that's for the lower roll. That is a 15 total because I have -1.
So, you feel that Terron is trying to push even harder as he looks at Mistress. He goes, "People die every day," as he's trying to push as hard as he can. But you're able to kind of keep it open, being able to push as hard as you are.
Paylor
Just one question,
man of,
and
like-
I don't give a fuck.
and guidance, and you are not guiding us into helping his trial.
Let's say that the door is open just a little bit. Who would you say is directly in front of that opening?
Oh, it's probably me.
No, it would probably be me because he grabbed something out of my reach.
Okay. Mistrix, will you make a... I would say Nico as well. Miko and Mistrix, make a strength saving throw.
Kill me with the door, I dare you.
I can't do this. I'll take a roll, natural 20, but fuck you. Yeah, no, that is a 13 total.
I got a 10.
Both of you are pushed 20 feet backwards as both of you take 5 points of thunder damage, and you just see the door slam closed and lock.
I'm unconscious.
I
I am down for the count.
am
He
casting
just
healing word on
Killed me with a door.
Nico, as you are the only person that's conscious to see this, you see that something's odd with Kazim's healing word as he's kind of casting it out. It normally has a very vibrant, bright light, but this time, as you kind of turn around to see what's kind of going on, looking up, you see that it's more of a kind of darker tinge. It's almost gray. There's not... The golden from it is gone. It's just something odd that you notice.
You heal
But-
for 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
it's
what I was doing
healing
the
word,
proper
right?
way.
You can
Gotta
do more
do
than one
that.
person, right?
Healing word, I believe it is only one person.
Oh, I thought healing word was multiple.
When you use
Jesus Christ.
a creature of your
Fucker.
choice that you can see within range,
Okay. So,
at higher levels, it's just an additional D4.
yep, Mistrix, you heal for 5. The
This
door
fucker
is
just
now...
tried to kill me with a door.
And the door is closed, and you heard it. You all heard it lock.
You know what? I'm actually not going to attack. I'm going to go upstairs to what's his face.
As you guys see,
We
Kazim
need
kind
to
of cast
get
out his little
Silas-
spell,
Oh my
and all of a
God.
sudden, Mistrix... Oh! Fuck this
This shit.
bullshit! As she kind of stands up and starts fucking walking away, limping, kind of holding her chest.
Guys,
Fuck.
before any of us die, okay?
Okay, so let me give you a rundown of the events that just happened. Silas nearly killed Mistrix,
Oh my.
provoked Terron to be an asshole at us. You two certainly didn't help. Got Mistrix knocked unconscious because I'm assuming he used like a thundering blast of some sort. Any of this feel
The issue
remotely
is-
okay?
The issue is that douche, the one that we're supposed to talk to, that apparently, has an inkling about who the third party might be, It's just, you know,
record.
no. You know, the third party that, you know, took the anchor, you know? Like, Silas and I both had an inkling, like, we felt like he has something more there, you know, to tell us. But, guess we're not going to know about that.
Is Terron the
Anymore.
guy that knows?
Hey, Mistrix.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception?
Let me look at that.
And you two, Nico and Kazim, what are your guys' passive perceptions?
11.
15?
I don't
15?
remember where
Okay.
mine is. I don't remember where it is. Okay, there it is. Sorry, found it. 14.
Both Mistrix and Kazim can hear Terron on the other side of the door crying.
Oh, it was. Oh, I know.
Fuck him.
Oh my god, I know.
Fuck him. Nope, fuck him. I'm going to Brackus.
Nico, go with Mistrix. I feel like you have a better
You
hold on
won't
the
want to be
situation.
here. You will
And,
not want to be here when I get back.
Mistrix, we need to take a breath.
No.
Calm ourselves down. Yes,
Nope.
yes, we do.
Literally just, nope, turns around and walks. She knows where she's going. She's been there. She's going.
Oh my god. Mistrix,
Nico,
we need
I
to
feel like
fucking
you
talk
can-
about this.
Nico, make sure Mistrix doesn't try to slit somebody's throat when the conversation doesn't go her way. I'm gonna take care of Terron, and then I'll take care of Silas.
I'm going before I leave from Mistrix, I'm going to like just stand over Kazim and say, the person down in the mines when we're fighting, one of the I believe it was an orc, right?
No, he was
um,
human. He was human.
Yeah, it was human.
He was human. He didn't make it. My idea is they could have been lovers, so you know, just my idea. I'm just gonna throw it out there. So I don't know how you all guys stand around on topics like that. So
Which I
Yeah.
will say, actually, I'm going to message this to Kazim.
So yeah, good luck with that. I'm going to take care of Mistrix, okay? And try not to fucking get killed or kill anyone again, okay? We got this.
Mhm.
Cool, Kazim.
Good luck.
Mhm,
If you,
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
gonna hand you a healing potion in case one of you knocks down again.
Gee, thanks.
The only healing potion I have, make it count.
If the fucking doppelganger would kill us, we're going to fucking kill ourselves. Gee,
Never
thank you.
mind, I have 2 for some reason. I'm gonna hand you one of them.
Yeah, I'm going down after Mistrix. With half my speed.
I am Zoom. You are.
Well,
eat.
I would say with how hurt you are, Mistrix, you're probably also limping.
Feline agility. Thank you, sir. I can still move normal speed because I'll use
Yeah,
it.
I'm taking action to dash, okay?
Who do you want to go to first, Karma?
Oh.
We've made a lovely decision in life here. Seeing as this is the second time that I've basically died.
1 second. Okay. Let's start with Silas. You're just sitting down there. You're not doing anything of interesting. You're just reading your book.
I'm avidly studying, yes.
Okay. You have a couple people that might come up to you every once in a while asking if you need any kind of drinks or anything to, you know, you might need while you're studying. So they might bring you, like, as it's kind of early-ish, almost lunchtime, they kind of bring you, you know, a couple plates because they do allow you to kind of eat at the table while you're studying to not interrupt you. But we'll leave you as you be. Let's start with... Let's go with Mistrix and Nico as you guys are kind of walking away, both kind of limping, both incredibly injured from the events that have just happened. As
One
you're
of us has
walking,
exhaustion, the other
as
one
you-
is fucked up.
as you're walking
Mistrix.
back towards the doors in which you know Brachus's quarters are. You're trying to.
I'm gonna get
Just
to these
wait
doors.
up
I'm gonna get to these doors. I'm not even gonna pay attention to get to the doors. Fuck my little happy jingly self. I'ma fucking bang on this goddamn door.
What? Mistrix, oh my god! That's
Brachus,
the shit we're supposed to talk about?
We got some shit going down, and I'm gonna tell you anything and everything you want to
my
fucking know.
God.
So, as you guys walk up and begin knocking on the door,
Banging, not knocking.
banging,
Violently banging my not hurt hand against the door.
you see the door kind of open, and a very unamused Brockus opens the door and goes,
And he looks at me and sees that I am royally fucked up.
and he looks at you and goes, "Well, I see you might have gotten karma for your little joke earlier, bringing one of our own
Oh.
clerics."
It wasn't a joke. I was just showing that you need to be a little more specific when you talk about things.
Well, it looks like that has paid back for perhaps being what I would like to call a smartass, and I believe
Well,
this is be
Good
karma.
for you. What would you like to know?
Who did you bring?
Oh, well, this one trailing behind me was actually down in the mines when they had to go stumble through the fancy little corridor that you all have down there decorated to your Lord and Savior with an anchor at the bottom of the hall. Which is missing, by the way, which your friend knows about and won't tell us what's going on, and I just got fucking mauled by one of my other friends because of a thing that a dead body had on it. Anything else you want to know?
You see him kind of sitting there like, come inside, as he kind of opens the door, and you see him kind of trying to process all of the shit you just told him. Like, you see on his face with your passive insight, you see him just be like, I left you 40 minutes ago. What the fuck did you do?
She's done with this bullshit.
So you kind of walk in, and Nico, you're seeing this big, large, open office with a couple chairs, and you see, again, you're starting to feel very uncomfortable as everything is perfectly level and stuff, and you're looking around, and it's weird seeing how everything is so symmetrical. It's unsettling.
I'm gonna look at Nico and be like, don't bleed on anything, okay?
Don't bleed.
I'm over here like, don't fuck up his symmetry.
You see him kind of walking over towards the fireplaces. There's four reclining chairs, and 2 by 2, as he kind of sits down in one and beckons for both of you to sit down, and the other two across from him. Please, I have some questions.
Well, I will answer to the best of my ability and as direct as I can.
Not for you.
This one I'm not sure of.
As he
There
kind
are
of looks.
also, just so you know, there are also 2 more people. One of them is a bird, and he is talking to
Oh my
your
goodness!
friend. And the other one is an orc who ran away because he fucking did this to me.
Silence and Kazim, use fucking names.
You see him
Man,
kind
you
of
did,
very.
but I'm
You
not
see him.
injured.
You see him quickly kind of go to a little look of annoyance and go. And he is a half elf, so he's not nearly as angry as the other people have been. And he goes, "Did you just refer to one of our Aarakocra friends as a bird?"
He has been a real pain in the ass lately, and he's not here to get mad at me for it, so I'm gonna let this one time, please, just let me have this one time. I hurt, and I am angry.
Your prejudices are not my concern. As he looks over at Nico and says, "So as she has said, you were the one that has seen this doppelganger where our anchor should be, correct?"
Yes, I have seen the doppelganger.
Is this the
These
first
things are
time you've
real.
seen a doppelganger?
I'm going to tell you a very short story about how everything is fucked up.
Please
It
do.
started in River Run. Okay, it started in River Run. Doppelganger is fucking appearing out of nowhere, trying to fucking kill people, steal this orb-looking thing, and the people of the light, like from the River Run, they sent us here to warn you about the doppelganger and everything that's going on, but no one fucking believed us, and now shit be like people be dying, and we are fucked. Thank you very much. That's exactly what's happening.
You say that they were stealing this orb thing. Was it a gem?
A shiny rose
A
quartz
rosemary quartz, right?
box? Oh, and they also broke one.
broke one.
Mhm.
Can
Like
you
it was cracked and it had blood on it, and it like
You okay?
Broke.
With your insight, you see as soon as you say that there was blood on it, you see his eyes grow incredibly wide, and he goes, "Do you know where the second one is?"
the one that I had at one point in my bag, but now is missing.
It's
No.
been stolen.
Missing.
Yes, the last person to have looked at it was Terron, but it wasn't the real one. He's the one that told me it wasn't a real one. We currently have people out looking for it.
Do you know
We've been
anything of
down.
these orbs?
We know that if you touch them, your brain gets fucked up,
That's about it.
and that they're anchors, but that's about it.
You see him
And if
kind
they
of.
get all broken, then yeah.
You see him kind of stop paying attention to you as he's kind of looking into the fire and thinking to himself, and he looks back to the both of you, and as calmly as he can says, "Do you understand the origin of these orbs?"
I mean, you did ask me if I knew the story.
Have you seen anyone who has touched these orbs? What happens to them?
Yes,
Yes.
that's what we
happened?
dealt with in the last city. They went wild,
Do you
for lack
understand?
of a better
Do
term.
you have any idea as to why?
No, because I haven't touched one.
Does it has anything to do with the sailed away first then?
Do you have any idea? What do you know of Tharizdun? What do you know about him?
That's the problem. No one wants to tell us, so we don't know.
You
I
seem
also know that the abyssal markings that none of your people can see down in the bottoms call your lord a traitor and a, what was it,
Yeah.
heretic.
I assume you're
Blasphemy.
talking of the
that.
Temple of the Deep with the carvings on the wall and
Yep.
the statues. That would be because that's protected by Palor's magic. Now, how do you know about the... How can you see the writing on the wall?
I don't know, but I know that I can read it if I take my time.
Are you able to see the illusions?
Yes, they hurt.
Are you
Just
able to
like
see
the lady at
what's
the front
past them?
desk. Not really, but I'm working on that.
He looks to you, Nico.
Was he able to see from? I don't remember.
You were able to see things that...
Yeah. As a matter of fact, somewhat, yes. I've seen that Palor has, well, not to say betrayed, but left us in need when they needed him the most.
Interesting. You see him kind of look over at Mistrix and says, "Will you give me and your friend a moment to ourselves?"
I'm gonna look at Nico. You're the only one I trust of our group anymore. Are you okay with being left alone with this guy?
Oh, was that another time stop?
Yeah. That's going in.
Oh no,
Oh, shit.
God! I will look Mistrix dead in the eye and say, preferably, I would have liked for you to stay here with me, but I think it's going to be fine. If I'm going to be dying, if I'm going to be dying, you'll probably hear it. And I trust you to say, Freya, that, well, I'm gonna wait to study magic or something. I don't know. Just lie for me if I
I'm gonna
don't
look
come
at
back.
Brockus. I'm gonna look at Brockus and be like, please don't fuck with my friend.
Your friend will not be harmed.
Also, do you have anything to help me? And I'll go do that outside, but ow.
You see him kind of look over you with this kind of passive-aggressive kind of look as he just kind of waves his hand over you, and you see this light kind of glow over you as you get 9 points of healing. He's just looking at the fire.
You and I will go.
You may leave.
something's better than anything.
As
Jesus
that
Christ.
door begins to close, and you, Nico, you see him just kind of wave his hands. Mistrix, you hear it quickly lock as soon as it closes behind you. And as he's looking in the fire, Nico, you just hear him say, "So, tell me, what did you see when you touched the anchor?" And we're going to take a break right there. All right. Since
So I had to take a shot to make up for that.
we are back, before we get back to Nico, I'd like to ask Kazim, what are you doing?
I'm outside Terron's room, and I hear him crying.
Yes.
He's locked the door again.
Yes, he has.
Do I know his room has a window?
Yeah, you know that there is a window on the outside, as this is like the kind of second floor, and you know that there is a window in there that you've seen on the because you've been in that room before, and you do know that there is a window looking out amongst Peakbarrow.
Before I do my Mission Impossible style break-in, I'm gonna say through the door, Terron, I need to talk to you.
You kind of hear him kind of do a couple of his little very well, and you hear the door unlock and it kind of pry open a little bit more, and he goes, "What do you need?"
I want to apologize for the way I've been acting recently. It's been unfair of me to treat you the way that I have, especially since after all you've done for me. I've been cruel. And I would truly like to apologize.
You look at him, you see this kind of shocked expression over his face, as he's never known you to really apologize for. You've always been kind of headstrong for as long as he's known you, and he goes, "I do appreciate that. It does mean more than you might think."
I've just heard. Can I come in and talk to you about this in private? I feel like this is something I shouldn't say out in the hall.
You see him kind of think for a second, and he looks at you and goes, "If you promise to help me with something."
Of course.
Do you mean it? This is Karma the DM asking.
Honestly?
Yeah.
I think Kazim means it in this moment.
Okay. You see Terron kind of sit there for a moment as he kind of just swings the door open with his kind of head down, and you see those deep sunken eyes as you open it, and you see his room is very dark. You see the curtains are drawn over the windows, and there's no life, it seems, within this room at all. It seems very dark and dingy, and you see all these books kind of strewn about. And you see a bunch of candles kind of lit all over the place, and you see this kind of work area where he's got this scroll kind of on the ground, and he kind of goes, "Come on," as he beckons you to come inside.
Step in.
All right, so as you walk in, he kind of closes the door, and you hear him lock it, and he goes, "What do you need?"
I never asked to join the Church of Paylor. I It was all entirely against my will, and I thought that was a bad thing for a very long time. But I appreciate you and all that the church has done for me to raise me to be the good-natured person that I am today. And I feel it has less to do with the light of Palor and by the good deeds that you yourself have done for me over the years.
You see him kind of sit there, and with your passive insight, you're able to kind of see almost regret on his face. And he says, I've only watched over you because that's what he would have wanted.
He? Is he talking about my father?
Are you asking him that?
Yes.
You see him kind of sit there and goes, he was a good man.
Was he?
I think still is, but I'm sorry you never have had the chance to meet him.
You hardly even talk about him. I feel like he's just a man that exists in the world that he feels more like a fairy tale than anything else.
I think it's time I've told you about him. As he kind of beckons you over to the side table. And as you're kind of looking around, you're seeing what were depictions and pictures of Palor, where there were paintings of Palor and there were pictures of the symbol of Palor, are now ripped and torn down. It looks like it's more of a mess than it was before. As he's kind of beckoning you over to these two chairs over by his own fireplace, where there is another kind of book sitting next to it, and you see that there's a kind of decanter sitting there, and he goes, there's no use in me hiding it anymore. I won't be here for much longer anyway, which brings me to why I need your help. Before I tell you anything, I have a mission I need to send you and your friends to, as he pours himself a drink.
What time is it?
It's about 11 in the morning. Pretty early.
I'm gonna set my hand on the drink, and I'm not letting him raise it closer to his lips.
You see this weird, it's odd. You see this kind of, as you put your hand over the drink, he kind of look you in the eyes, and you just see this, there's nothing. There's no emotion. There's nothing there. He looks like an absolute shell. And he goes, I will be drinking this one way or another.
Okay. Fuck.
We know what that is, right? Like as play, we all acknowledge what that is.
Okay, here is what's going on. Cards on the table. Kazim does not and has never given one shit about his family or his previous parents. He doesn't give a shit. While fuck. Kazim is not going to pay attention to a single word that Terron says about his father or his mother or anything that he has to say. What is going to happen is Kazim is going to do his very best to get rid of the decanter and the drink that's inside this glass.
Okay. Are you gonna? What are you gonna do to try and get rid of it? Are you gonna try and snatch it away and dump it? What are you doing?
Do I know what's in the decanter? Is it wine or is it something worse?
Make a. I'd say perception.
Where's perception? Okay. 21.
You can tell that it looks like high class wine. It doesn't look like really anything else.
He's gonna fucking.
Also with that
Yeah.
perception, you can smell the alcohol on Terron. You can tell he's been drinking all morning and probably all night because it doesn't look like he slept at all.
He's fully set down the decanter, right?
Yes.
Slapping the decanter on the ground while trying to do the same to the glass that he's holding.
Roll for dexterity.
Oh my god.
That's a nat 20. Right when you need it.
Do it.
I'll drink with you.
Salute. So,
Nice.
You know what? Fuck it. Everybody,
it's a drink.
let's go.
very
Let's
quickly,
go. Tink.
you are able to smash the decanter and slap the glass out of his hand as he just kind of looks down at it. He looks at you and goes, just as passionate as Thalden. Please take 2 points of psychic damage when he says that.
Just as passionate as who?
Thalden. Thaldin.
Thaldin. Okay.
Kind of looks over his mess and goes, just as well. Sit. Kind of annoyed as he sits down and he's looking at the fire and he goes, do you want to know why you've been in the church forever?
No. It wouldn't be worth it. What I want to know. Who was he to you?
Who?
Escanor.
You see when you say his name, a tear just kind of go down his cheek. And you see that he's trying his best to keep his wits about himself as he just kind of, without looking at you, looks at the fire and he goes, he was the reason I existed. He was the reason I woke up. He was the reason I never gave up on my truth. Which, with that, you can kind of infer that it was some kind of relationship with him, which you do know, not only was he not allowed to, but also interspecies like that, very frowned upon in the light. It was very taboo for him to have any kind of relationship with him.
Terron. Why are you with the church?
Because someone has to keep it in check. Someone has to make sure that not everything is black and white. If that means sacrificing what I needed to do, that was it.
You gave up everything so that this place could just take and take even more. Can you honestly say it was worth it?
Without it, I wouldn't have known him. Without it, I wouldn't have known you. Or your father. My life without this church would have been meaningless.
And your life with this church is filled with sorrow and pain, and not a day of comfort.
You see him kind of look you in the eye with, more tears welling up as he says, and I would do it all again. I need your help to make it right and to make it worth it.
What are you talking about?
He kind of stands up and walks over to that workspace that you see he's been working on and grabs this scroll and puts it on the table and goes, I can bring him back. I can make this right. I cannot lose him. And when he's saying this, you see him put down the scroll and you see it kind of talking about this legendary reincarnation scroll. Because I found it. I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. And as soon as you hear him talk about reincarnation, you know for a fact that that's also incredibly taboo, as it's some form of necromancy that is taboo in the light. But you see him breaking his vow, looking for this thing. And he goes, I found it, but I can't get to it, and I need help. If we can go get it, and we bring it back, I can bring him back. Everything will be okay. Everything will be fine.
Is this scroll like a map to it, or?
Yeah, the scroll that he has, as quick glance over, you see that it's a story about this magical, powerful scroll that can bring back someone in different forms. And while you're looking over, you see it's almost like a log of like a kind of record, because you see him also making a bunch of notes on the side where he's like, I know where it is. I know how to get it. I can't do it. I can't go.
Aaron, do you see what you're doing? You're already turning your back on Palor.
Palor is meaningless without him. As you see him kind of get angry as he flips over the table and he looks at you, and you see more tears streaming down his face as he's looking and goes, are you going to help me or not?
Okay. Fuck. Yes, I'll help you.
You see him kind of relax as he sits down, and you see him kind of, as he sits down, he just can't hold it anymore. And you just hear him go, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll draw you a map. As he starts kind of quickly scribbling something down, you see his hand kind of shaking, and he goes, Kazim, you were the best person I've ever taught. I know that you might have your problems with authority, as he's doing his slow kind of curvature and his cursive writing it down, and he goes, there was always a warm heart beneath it all. No matter how much you fought with authority, he continues writing the scroll, and he goes, you always cared about those who cared about you, at any cost. I envy that. I always wanted to sacrifice everything for myself and help those, but you managed to find a way to get past it. Help you and help your friends. If Palor isn't the light for you, I hope you find what is. as he kind of rolls up this scroll and hands it off to you.
As I grab the scroll, I cast command.
Ooh, okay. And that is a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
Nope.
DC
damn it.
13.
Well, that D20 is gone forever, so give me a second. And you said a DC what?
13.
Okay.
It's not great, but I imagine he's
That
been
is
drinking all
a
morning.
9.
Okay. The command word is flee. He has to spend as much of his movement as possible is moving away from me as fast as possible.
Okay. So
That means dash actions to get away from me.
Okay, so you see him kind of start running randomly towards the door and out.
I'm locking the door behind him,
Okay.
and I'm going to start tearing off of the walls all of his notes, gathering them all up, and burning them.
Okay. You hear him just pounding on the door as hard as he can. He goes, "You can't do this! You can't do this to me!"
I won't let you become a pariah to your faith over some guy. It's not you.
As you are sitting there and saying this to him, as you one by one are throwing each piece into the fire, making sure it's all burnt entirely. And you just hear him kind of keep pounding, but it starts slowing. And you hear him just kind of sit down against the door. And you just hear him go, "He wasn't just some guy."
Before I burn the last scroll, the piece that he's been taking notes off of,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to toss it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
And then I'm going to stamp out the fire once it's fully burnt all the paper.
So it takes a minute or two. And again, you just hear that kind of silent. You hear the sniffles, and you just hear him kind of. You can feel the pain on the other side of the door, though you can't hear much of it. With how much time you've spent with Terron, you know that this is easily the most pain you've ever felt come from him. As you stuff the scroll into your bag of holding and stamp out the fire. What do you do?
I'm not opening the door, but I'm going to sit down on the other side of it.
Okay.
Would he have wanted you to go against the entire church, everything that you're supposed to believe in, to resurrect him, to perform some taboo necromancy?
You hear him sitting there and kind of a light chuckle as he goes, "You know, you sound just like him. We had plans to leave, you know. We're planning on staying here forever. 2 more years, we always told ourselves. We can go off and do our own. Paylor may not... The Sunbeam might not agree, but we were sure Paylor would."
He wouldn't have. I'm going to unlock the door and just pass him.
As you're about to pass him, he kind of grabs your arm and pulls you towards him, and he gives you it. You've never once seen any kind of physical affection from this man, as he just gives you a hug as hard as he can, and pulls you tight. Just help me this one time.
As he's hugging me, I'm stiff arming him again. And I'm going to whisper in his ear, I forfeit my entire life to this church. And you have not made it remotely easy. I'm saving your life because you kept me alive, not because you let me live.
As you're stiff arming him and you whisper that to him, you see him kind of look you dead in the eyes and just say, "You have no idea what we've done for you. Not the church, not the Sunbeam. What I have done for you, and what your father has done for you. I hope one day you're willing to listen to it." As he turns around and goes to his door and starts closing it.
I'm gonna go catch up with Silas.
Okay. As you are catching up with going down towards the library, we're gonna go over with Nico. As he's just asked you, what was it like when you've touched the anchor?
In full honesty, I've never touched the anchor. Not even once. I've only watched Silas touch it before. It was back in the river run.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
With disadvantage because fuck me. Okay, well. 17 total?
As you are answering that, you see him wave his hand again, and one more time you see this weird kind of light going around you, and you know that he's just cast Zone of Truth on you, and you feel compelled to answer with the truth, and he asks you one more time, what was it like to touch the anchor?
I have never touched the anchor. I've only watched Silas, my orcish friend.
You see, as you're saying this, genuine confusion go over his face, and he goes, intriguing. You know, only those who have touched a part of Tharizdun are supposed to be able to see past the illusion.
That's actually quite interesting, because I was under the impression that all of us in my group could see that.
Tell me, what did the pictures look like for you?
Well, the pictures themselves were like scribbled over with like uneven, hastily scribbled down, like carved pictures over them. We've seen those before, where we think that we found the anchor before. Our friend Mistrix been able to decipher them. That were basically saying us to keep away, that Paler is the traitor and such. And from what I can discern from the picture, it looked mighty fine, like Paler has turned his back onto those who needed him the most.
Well, I'm not one to speak for Paler's plans or what he might be have attempted to do. But what I can tell you is those pretty little spheres that you all have been seeing. Do you have any idea exactly what those are?
From what have you been told? We've been pretty sure that those are the anchors holding something away.
They are so much more than holding something. They are a part of something. Now, what do you think happens if all 12 are released?
Well, if you're saying that every single one of them is a part of the individual being held back, I imagine with every single stone broken, he just grows more and more in power, and eventually they're going to be able to just break free. Is my humble opinion.
You see him kind of lean back and goes, "You are a clever one." So let me ask, what do you think the best recourse is?
You know, the doppelganger that we've been trying to outrun to get here, he seems to be also looking for those.
Well, of
And
course.
if you,
Do you know
well,
what
yes, of
doppelgangers are
course.
from?
From what we've heard, some are from the Astral Sea.
You are quick. Doppelgangers are Therisdune's favorite kind of pawns. They are easy to manipulate, easy to control, so naturally he is drawn towards them to do what he needs to do. The question is why now? Why, when there is so much peace, does he gain so much power?
For how long has he been locked away?
Well, I must tell you, as high up in the church that I am, I must warn you that there is not much information based on this. This has all been purely recreational for me to find, but from what I can tell, it's been about 2,000 and a half years, 2,500 years or so, since he's been locked away, and I cannot understand why now would be the time that he'd be returning.
I mean, back in River's Run, from what we've been hearing and noticing, there has been an uprising against the unorthodox, you know, and seeing as Palor has turned his back on the unorthodox, from my opinion, it might have something to do with that. Maybe. Who knows? How do I know?
Intriguing.
My friend Silas, his entire family has been killed by one of those creatures, or at least something looking like them. This is not okay. This is not alright. We are here in goodwill trying to help y'all, and none of you have made it any easier whatsoever. Honestly.
Well, we are very particular here at the Lights. More traditional, if you will. I am very glad that you were able to talk to me. Now I must ask you, what happened to the doppelganger that you saw down in the cave?
The doppelganger has been banished back to the Astral Sea.
Intriguing. Who banished him?
Honestly, I don't know who. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it could be. I don't know what banished it.
You see him sit there kind of puzzled. So you were there, and you don't know how he was banished.
Honestly, myself, I was unconscious for that.
Interesting. I think I have all the information that I need. You may go turn to your friend as he kind of waves and you hear the door unlock. I do enjoy this talk. It was intriguing. You are something else.
If you're ever going to need a buddy to talk over a cup of tea, you will probably find me.
I might take
And
you
I
up
dip
on
my
that.
head. Dip my head in a as a noble of a courteous dip as I could possibly muster, and I will walk out.
Before this happens, Mistrix, what are you doing in the hallway?
I'm leaving the building.
Okay. Where are we going?
A considerable distance away from the holy ground.
Okay. Any particular area? Where are we looking for?
Somewhere that I can be alone with my own aggression.
Okay. As you begin to walk out of with your best bet, you'd probably say through the front gate out towards the woods is probably going to be your best bet to kind of escape any kind of filigree or magical things that look like Palor. It's a beautiful day out as you walk out. There's a couple clouds up in the sky, but it's nice and warm. You do see that there are some clouds perhaps over the horizons that might be bringing in some kind of storm. But you're able to walk through the front gate as they kind of just look at you, nod their head as you begin to walk by, and you start heading towards, kind of out towards the woods.
I'm going to find a moderately comfortable spot.
Mm.
I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna make sure that there's nobody around because fuck
Yeah,
that.
you've managed to find a nice little alcove in a rock wall kind of nearby in the middle of the woods that you're able to kind of plop down, and you're confident no one can really see you.
She's gonna close her eyes, but still be like there. She's talking silent, like whispering, but with purpose in her own form of a prayer.
Okay.
She's gonna be like, I know you talked to me the other night. I know you did. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you showed me exactly, but I know you're there. I want to know exactly what's going on. People are hiding things from me. I am being attacked by those that I care about, trying to figure out the truth, even if it is not by their own control. I want to know what you know. Unaltered. In full crystal clarity. And I want to know what you want.
You hear this as you're kind of sitting there for a little bit in silence of the forest around you. You're hearing some of the, bugs out in the distance kind of, chirping, and you hear a couple birds, but ultimately it's pretty dead silent out there. And you start feeling this kind of weightlessness again, as you did the first time. It seems a little bit familiar, but also unfamiliar at the same time, as you hear this voice that, again, sounds familiar, but also isn't. Because you don't recognize it, but you feel as if you've heard it before. Go, somehow you have managed to come back. To keep this relationship stable, I'd like to offer you a deal.
I'm open to hearing what you have to offer, as long as it's mutually beneficial, as you understand.
I provide the answers that you seek gradually to keep prying eyes from interfering. And in exchange, I simply ask to see through your eyes. For now.
When you mean see through my eyes, do you mean you're gonna take control of me like a little puppet? Because I'm not interested in puppetry.
I feel we'll get to that point when we need to, but for now, I'd just like to see.
As long as you're not treating me like a puppet, and as long as we have an understanding that I am my own being, I will help you with what I can. I cannot promise you the world. But I want to know. I want to understand because things don't seem the way they should be. Balance is important.
Balance is all there is in this world. That's all I seek to find. Very well. Do we have a deal?
So if you could throw in a couple side pieces of letting me know why, when I visited the astral plane, I heard a name that wasn't mine. But it felt like mine.
I feel that may be a deal for a later date.
Oh, so you want to keep this mutually beneficial. So do I.
I can't give all my secrets as of now, but I'd like to bring you into my fold. Let's see how useful you can be to me first.
How do we seal a deal of a being that I'm not sure quite exists in this realm of existence?
All you must say is I accept.
She's gonna ponder on a second. And she's gonna contemplate the destruction that has happened and how, though she's supposed to be in it for herself, she's supposed to be keeping herself alive, she's saved this cleric twice. She's tried to bring people together, and it all seems to still be crumbling because of this entity that she doesn't quite understand, because of a hidden story. And she is going to say, I accept.
You feel this kind of weird warmth kind of wash over your body. And you hear that kind of bolsterous that's what I'd like to hear. What would you like? You have one question.
In showing me what I barely remember, will you show it to me again and show me what you wish to happen at the end? Basically, tell me your story and where you want the story to end.
I will reveal one missing piece. And all of a sudden you see this flash in front of you. It starts out white, but then starts kind of gradiating into this black. And you're back to that vision that you saw. And you're standing atop that mountain with that white kind of blob in front of you. And you see that that white blob is now beginning to fill out into that tall man that you now remember that you saw, with the gray hair and the light in his eyes and the gray beard, kind of beginning to make things all around him losing interest. And you also remember him pulling you out and erasing your memories. More will come. Be patient. He can't take this from you now. As you begin to fade back out, and you hear the voice trailing off as you come back to the forest.
So I know what this person looks like now.
You know what the light person used to be. The person that for some reason pulled you out of that vision, waved
the person
their hand.
trying to keep things from me.
Yes, you learn the person that is now lying to you. You still don't know who it is, but you remember what they look like. You don't remember what they sound like, though.
Okay. Fair enough.
As that is happening, I'm going to say, Silas, have you just been studying in your little book for right now?
Yeah, I've been trying to keep as private as I can, just sort of reading, learning, going over it again and again until it sticks in my head.
I would say you've gone about an hour-ish, maybe an hour 15, before you start hearing Kazim coming down the steps. And Kazim, as you're walking down the steps, you aren't too sure where he went. You just know that he went down the steps. He didn't really tell you where he was going, so where are you gonna head?
Honestly, to the front desk to see if she knows where he went.
Okay, as you go up to Giselle and ask her if she's seen your orcish friend, as she kind of directs you towards the, I believe I saw him entering into the library, perhaps to continue his studies.
I'll go to the library.
So as you begin kind of walking, it takes you a little bit to find him because he is way in the fucking back. Like, he found a spot that you weren't sure, like, you've never thought you would look. It takes you a good, like, 15-20 minutes to actually find him. But you see him sitting at one of the tables, very clearly not wanting to be bothered as he's going over over a book in front of him.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit down and I'll do a little praying while I'm sitting next to him.
Okay. Silas, do you make any acknowledgement that he's there?
Kazim will hear, as he's sitting down, Silas reciting 27 names over and over again.
Do I recognize any of the names?
No, you do not. I'm assuming they're the names that I would know about, right, Zeph?
They are all 27 members of my clan.
That's what I figured. Yeah, you wouldn't recognize any of the names.
He would possibly recognize Rogan.
Rogan, and I think you've told him your wife's
Zara,
name.
yeah.
You've also told him the leader's name. So you recognize three, but the other ones you don't.
And he's saying them almost in a way of... You could infer that he's saying them so that he doesn't forget them.
Are you just gonna sit there and pray, or?
Yeah, that's all I'm
Okay.
doing. I'm not gonna disturb
So
him.
as you guys are kind of doing your little thing there, Nico, what are you up to? You walk out of the room and notice that in the hallway,
Yeah.
Mistrix isn't there.
Of course. Oh, fucking course. Everyone's going their all fucking ways. Of course. Nico is going to walk out. He needs to take a breath, and he will find a secluded spot himself.
Now,
And
are you gonna try and get away from like Peakbarrow, or are you just trying to get somewhere quiet?
somewhere quiet, preferably with not a lot of passerbys,
Okay.
away from the light.
Okay. So you start kind of heading towards, I'm going to say, because you don't really mind being in, are you trying to avoid Peakbarrow, or you just don't really mind being in Peakbarrow? You just want to get away from the church?
I don't mind whatsoever, whether it's away from it or within it.
So I'm going to say that you start heading towards kind of behind, as you're walking down, you begin walking behind the feathered bed, and you see that there's kind of a little alleyway back there where you're able to kind of get a little peace and quiet, where there's a couple crates back there. It doesn't look like many people really go back there, as you're able to kind of just sit there on your own. There's not really anyone around, just kind of the stables that you can see down the end, but yeah, nothing really around.
I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to hold onto my necklace. And I would like to uphold my end of the bargain.
Okay. So I'm gonna is it okay if I describe what happens to everyone? Or would you like?
Absolutely.
So
Now go ahead.
as you kind of get into behind this building, you kind of look around and notice there's not really anyone around, and you pull this small dagger out from behind as you hear the voice in your head describing exactly what you need to do to uphold your end of the bargain. And you hold your left arm out where there's that bright blue line kind of going up and down your arm as you take your dagger and you begin to cut down that scar. And you'd see blood like you did in your right arm when you checked to see if it was still there, but you don't see any blood. What you're seeing is this blue kind of powdery smoke kind of pouring out of it, and you feel that kind of life force being sucked out of you. You're seeing the bones are becoming more and more visible as you're seeing this weird, it seems like a fluid, but it looks like smoke as it drips onto the ground into this pool. And after a little while, all of a sudden you see that scar zipping back up, and it goes back to its normal blue, but you feel a little bit weaker, and you look at that puddle of this blue powder goo stuff in front of you, and you see it kind of start forming into this being that you would immediately recognize, but it's so off-putting and weird as it looks just like you, but opposite. You have lighter, paler skin. It has this dark black skin. You have one of your eyes is black and one of your eyes is white, and you see that's the same with this, but it's opposite. You have more dark hair, but it has more white hair, and you do notice that you have this scar on your left arm, and on this thing's right arm has this kind of skeletal, gross hand. It looks like it's rotting away, and it kind of stops mid forearm as you see like this sinew kind of sticking out, and you see that it doesn't look like it looks almost perfectly kind of dried, like it's been mummified almostly. And you hear the voice very familiar to you go, huh, that worked better than I thought. Beautiful work. I thank you.
Well, I upheld my end of the deal, dear old friend.
You did. And don't worry, I won't go far. And you can still talk to me if you need me. I'm still there. And you see him kind of, when he says I'm still there, you see his mouth doesn't move, but you hear it in the back of your head as he goes, I'll only be a short while. I'll be back. Do you need anything before I leave?
Actually, there's one thing.
Oh? Please.
Down in the mines,
Yes?
we've had previously needed Mistrix's help to be able to decipher the texts. Any way you could help with that? In case we need something more than some magic tricks.
You see him kind of smirk a little bit as he's looking up at you, and this bony hand kind of just reaches out and puts it over your black eye, and you feel this kind of weird slime almost feeling as it kind of crawling across your face. And you see him go, let's see, as he goes over to the wall, and you see him kind of he takes that bony hand as he begins like kind of etching something into the wall that you've never seen before. You don't know this language, but all of a sudden you see him finish his writing as it begins transforming back into common that you see. Does this work? That's what the words say on the wall.
I think it's going to be fine.
Excellent. I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll miss you. As he begins to just evaporate into this blue smoke and just kind of vanishes.
I'll miss you too, V.
Well, as that's happening, Mistrix, are you going to start heading back to Peakbarrow after your very weird encounter?
She's gonna take her time
Okay.
in going back.
Okay. Anyone have anything they'd like to do before we start? We can kind of fast forward throughout the day.
I think after an hour of study, Silas will go and look for Artemis.
Okay.
Go for a ride.
All right. So,
If Kazim wants to join, Silas won't sort of make it known that he wants to be alone, but he's not gonna outwardly invite him either.
I think Kazim would probably try to stick near to Silas here, just so at least two of us are grouped up.
okay. So as you
Yeah.
guys, after Silas kind of finishes up his books, he just kind of, you see him put it away. As Kazim, you were doing your prayer. I'm assuming to Misty this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't really quite answer you as she normally would. Perhaps it's because of where you are or something like that. But you hear Silas close his book as he begins to kind of put it into his backpack as he begins heading out of the flow, and you begin following him silently. He doesn't say much to you whatsoever as you guys begin walking towards the feathered bed where you guys' horses are being kept in the stables behind, which Nico, after a little while of you sitting there thinking about how it's going, it's been about 20-ish minutes since you've made your deal. I'm assuming you kind of would just sit there and think about process, essentially, right?
Yeah.
You look over and you do see Silas and Kazim begin pulling out their horses, because I'm assuming Kazim, you see Silas pulling out his, then you would pull out yours then.
Yeah.
Guys, are you going somewhere?
The horses need to go out. They haven't been ridden today.
Have any of you seen Mistrix, perhaps?
No.
Not since Silas. Yeah.
Well, somebody should probably go look for her. You guys have fun.
You'd be faster on a horse.
How common it is for people to just ride horses into fucking street. Oh, weren't we like the only ones with the horses?
You'll
Weren't
laugh.
there other horses?
There was a couple horses in front of the light that you guys saw, and there's maybe one or two horses inside the feathered beds kind of stable that aren't yours, but you don't really see many people riding around town on their horse.
I might have to give Hazel a ride a bit later. I'll look for my strikes, and afterwards we probably head to the tavern. We need some rest, and we probably need to figure out what to do next, because I believe we have a trip to make deep down the mines.
In which case, Silas is going to start riding out of town.
Okay.
Yeah, Nico's gonna go look for Mistrix.
I would assume, Mistrix, after a little while, you'd be processing things that you just saw, kind of soaking in the information that you're now regathered from your weird vision from before. You've started lightly, slowly making your way back to town, correct?
Definitely.
Okay, so you're a little ways away as you walked, I'd say, fairly far from the gates to make sure that no one could kind of pry in. And as you're walking out, you see just Kazim and Silas bolting out on their horses. They're not really paying attention, and you're not really trying to hide, but it doesn't seem like they pay much attention to you as you begin walking back to the main gate of Peakbarrow, and the two guards notice you, but they don't say anything as they saw you leave earlier that day, so they kind of let you just kind of walk back in. Where are you going? When you're walking back through the main gates, as it's not right next to, but it's fairly close to the feathered bed, you see Nico just kind of strolling down the street as you begin walking, not necessarily through it, but you begin making your way up. You see Nico walking down through the streets of Peakbarrow.
Honestly, was this the town that had the jeweler, the lady?
Yes.
I don't think it was. Okay, well then I'm gonna go talk to the jewel lady because I need to get stuff.
Are you gonna try and make any kind of contact with Nico, or just walk right by him?
Keep walking.
Nico, with your passive perception, you don't notice that Dyer
Yeah.
is gonna walk on past you.
I got 11. I am out of shit.
So you're not trying, again, you're not trying to sneak by, but you are just kind of walking by over to the jewelers, and as you walk in, you see that she's, casually just kind of reading it. She looks up at you and she goes, "Oh, Trixie, hello. I am so excited to show this to you. Come here. Let me show."
Okay. Just gonna slowly walk over and just like suspiciously be like,
You see her pull out this kind of metal box, and she goes, "Now, you don't get, I just wanted it all for the presentation, obviously. Take a look." As she opens it up, and you see that pendant that looked familiar to you with the topaz and the gold leaves around it. And you see that she's added a bit more kind of the golden wings around, kind of forming around the necklace. And you see at the tip of 2 or 3 of the wings, you see these tiny, tiny little yellow gems on it. It's beautiful. You can tell that there was so much effort put into it. And on either side of the pendant, you see that there's another almost miniature replicas of the main pendant that you brought from home as well. You see that there is a bunch of influences from your home, but you are seeing the kind of influence of Peakbarrow on it as well.
elegance.
Yeah, and you're seeing that instead of it having the cord that there was before, that it's now a more beautiful, perfectly polished silver chain that goes around. And she goes, "Now, I did use a little bit more than I thought I was going to. I'm not going to charge you any extra. I went a little crazy, had a bit of fun with it. I hope this is kind of what you were looking for."
It looks wonderful.
Amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. Here it is for you. If I could just take that coin back, that which I gave you.
Just boop.
Thank you so much. If there's anything else I could possibly help you with, please don't hesitate to ask. I had an absolute blast working on something like this.
Not particularly right offhand, but I was going to see if you knew anyone who could do a small enchantment for me.
Oh, you know what? Your friend, the Kazim, he actually asked for the same thing. If you go across the street to the begging merchant, you'll see it's a little cramped in there. The owner's a little odd, I will say. His name's Netin. Very nice young gnome, but he kind of can work on some magic on some things and add a little bit of extra things that you might want. So maybe you go speak to him. He's a little eccentric, but I think you might enjoy him.
All the best ones eccentric.
Absolutely. I appreciate your business. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. As you begin kind of walking out. Nico, where the fuck are you going?
He is, he knows that Miss Trix hangs around the tavern, that she sings there. He knows that she likes shiny shit. He knows that she probably likes good food, and that's the 3 places he's gonna look up for. That's all he knows about Miss Trix.
Alright.
He likes eccentric shit, so he's going to look for the most shady fucking place ever.
Oh my god. Eccentric. Shady.
Roll for
Yes.
investigation.
I feel like that needs to be a shirt.
Investigation? That is with disadvantage 15 total.
Oh my god.
You just kind of keep going back and forth between the 2 fucking bars that you've heard about. The one is the feathered bed, the other one's the one in the Dwarven district. You just keep going back and forth between the 2 until you hope you see something. It takes a good 30-ish minutes. And you as you're making your way back, you're getting pretty tired because it's kind of a long walk. You've made it 2 or 3 times before you see walking across the street is Mistrix that you see kind of walking over to the other store.
My back! Please don't make me fucking run across the whole city ever again. I've been looking for you. Oh my god.
You sound a little tired. Do you need water? Are you okay?
You know what? I'll just sit down somewhere, grab a drink. Man.
Let me ask this gentleman something, and I will get right on that. You can sit outside. That's fine. I won't go anywhere else except for in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nico just kind of sits down at a bench on the outside.
Yes. He's out of breath.
It's okay. I'll give you a
Look, I'm
massage
not
a little
getting
bit
any
later.
younger.
I'll give you a massage later. You'll be fine. It's okay.
And you
I'm not getting any younger.
and you leave Nico to kind of catch his breath as you walk into
Poor old young man.
They
As-
recommend the horse.
Oh, God.
as you kind of walk into the store that's in front of you, and you hear the ding-ding-ding, and you just hear in the back and go, "Oh my goodness, another one! It is my lucky day!" Goodness! As he opens up the door and you see him flinging out these goggles and goes, "Oh, a tabaxi! Oh, I really am lucky! Hi, hello!" And he kind of quickly runs up and he tries to shake your hand. He goes, "Welcome. What can I help you with?"
I asked the lady at the jewelry store, and she said you can do some minor enchantments and things like that.
My goodness, she's just sending everyone over to me. Yeah, absolutely. What
I have
what are we
a
looking for?
feeling you've met my troop. It's so good. I was wondering if you could add a small enchantment for me to this necklace that I had her fix.
Well, that depends. What kind of enchantment are we looking for? What can I help? What do we need?
I was hoping for either something along the lines of mind protection, if you have that. If that's a little too advanced, then maybe I'd say probably something more along the lines of like a buffer to help them.
Oh, intriguing. Let me think. So you're thinking of something to perhaps keep those wandering minds from entering another's?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I can put a more basic one on there. It's not going to protect against a lot of things, but perhaps if someone was trying to say read one's thoughts, we can add little protection against that. It's going to be for that one. I can say if you have the thing that you need me to enchant with, need to grab some materials. They're kind of expensive around here. I might be able to throw something on there for about 75 gold. If we're looking for something a little bit more intricate, perhaps, I might be able to put a very simple one on there. Perhaps help with things like people telling you what to do and you might feel compelled to. Little buffer on that. That would probably run around about 125 gold, as it's a little bit more involved in it, if that makes any sense.
Probably do the 125. Kazim did say that you were really good at what you did, so.
Oh, he's sending me another one? Goodness! Very happy that they've come in today. Absolutely.
Between him and the jewelry lady, you have a very high standing reputation.
My goodness. I must admit, I'm not too sure what to do with all this newfound fame. It has been about 3 months before anyone has come in here, and on one day I'm getting 3. Amazing. Please, come. Let me see what... And he brings you over to the counter, and he kind of see him climb up on a stool and goes, let me see what we are going to be working with, what you might want me to put this kind of thing on.
How high is this counter?
So he's a gnome, and you see that he's maybe about 2'8". He's not tall. You'd say it's
He's
maybe
about
about,
half my height.
it's
Yeah.
about 3'6". So you've still got about 4 inches. You're not totally seeing over, but it's about right here.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna kind of like tiptoe and be
Okay.
like, I don't want to put my feet on your furniture. That'd be a little rude. She's gonna like.
And you see him kind of just
sit in a little
quickly
box.
kick over a footstool, go, no, please, it's what it's here for, please.
She's kind of like climbs up and sits down so where she can like look with him.
I know how
Yeah,
difficult it can be to see over things that might be a little bit taller.
know. Us short creatures just have a really rough time, and no one
Those-
really understands
The
that.
giants don't understand. They just don't
No.
get it.
And just so you know, this is actually going to be a gift.
Oh, okay. Intriguing.
Yes. So she's gonna like show it to him.
My goodness, that is absolutely beautiful. Wow. I'm guessing that the jeweler is the one that made out of all this. My goodness.
She took a little inspiration from the original piece and zazzed it up a little bit.
She is phenomenal, you know. It's absolutely astonishing. Well, absolutely, this will be really easy, and I see that with all the extra gems actually added into there's not too many more materials. And you said you wanted the extra protection against other things, maybe all things. Okay.
You could.
The more expensive. Well, seeing that there's so many of the gems on there, I can actually probably do it for about 90 instead of the 125 because I'm not needing to add the gems for it. There's kind of already what I might need in there.
How about 95 and you do the best you can do?
Absolutely. You will get 110%, the absolute highest quality that Mr. Netton can provide. As you see him kind of puff out his chest, very proud in his work.
Well, I appreciate everything you can do.
I appreciate you coming in here. Just leave this with me, and it might take me a little while to kind of add things on there. Magic does take its time. I think I could probably get it done in about 2 days, if that's okay.
Would it be okay if I had someone else pick it up?
Oh, absolutely. Here, let me write something out for you really quick, and you see him quickly kind of grab over a piece of leather, and you see him just kind of scrawling something on there, and quickly writing it, and he hands it to you. And just hand this to them, and I'll know exactly who they're here for. Just make sure you hang on to it, and you give it to someone you trust.
Thank you so much for everything.
No, thank you. I really do appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun today. I've been having a lot of fun, and you tell Kazim thank you for sending you guys over here. I mean, wow.
I most certainly will. Be safe in your endeavors,
You too.
and may everything shine brightly for you. Then she's just gonna hop off the counter and pitter-patter out.
And you see him, as you're about to walk out, you see him quickly grab it, and you see like this excitement in his eyes as he's got something extra to do as well. You see him, this dude's just excited to work.
Yes.
So, while this is happening, where are you two going, Kazim and Silas?
I mean, I don't know about Kazim, but I'm going hunting.
I'm just sticking around with Silas. I'm not leaving his side here.
So, I'm gonna look for a clearing, sort of tie up Artemis, in a place where they're comfortable, feed them a little something for a good job, and I'm gonna start tracking some game.
Okay, so we will have you. Give me 1 second here. I want to look and check something. I'm gonna have you roll for nature with advantage, please.
All right.
And Kazim, I'm assuming you're just kind of shadowing him, just watching him do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so first one is 16. Second one is a 21.
Is there any kind of animal that you're specifically looking for, or just kind of anything?
The smallest being a sort of fox.
Mm.
Nothing really smaller than that, but yeah, it's a fox or larger.
Okay, so as you're kind of stalking around, I will say, into the forest, Kazim, you're watching him just kind of. It's weird. You see Silas in this whole new kind of light where he seems like in his element. He doesn't seem uncomfortable at all. You just see him kind of relax all of the stress of the world around. It's weird seeing him in this kind of state where He doesn't seem stressed out of that those are around him. He just seems very focused. You never
He's
really
focused, but also there is a slight hint where he's actively having fun.
Yeah, you do see a slight smirk as he looks over, and he sees that there's this footprint in fresh mud that he can tell it looks like some kind of buck, and you just see this kind of side smirk grow across his face as you see him lock in on this as he begins following this invisible trail that you can't see. He seems to have found something that you have no idea how he just locks on and just starts going with it. And Silas, as you begin kind of creeping around, you do see off in the distance, kind of deeper into the forest, you do see this beautiful buck. It's pretty large and it has about 10-point antlers as it's sitting there, and it's gorgeous. And it's the perfect kind of thing that you would be hunting for on a day of like celebration or something of that sort. And I would like both of you to roll for stealth.
It's not bad. 16. Don't fuck this up for me, Kazim.
22.
Okay, so both of you were able to kind of go off into the bushes. You'd say you're about 40 to 50 yards out, so about 150 feet, and both of you can see it very clearly, just kind of sitting there. And Silas, you begin kind of creeping closer to it, perfectly silent. Weirdly enough, as you're creeping, you have no fucking idea that Kazim is there, actually. Like, this dude, you just kind of look over and you just kind of see a feather, and it almost startles you, but you're able to kind of keep it together as you're sneaking closer to this thing, and you're maybe about 60-ish feet, getting a little bit closer. You start settling out about 45, 50 feet.
That's perfect. I'm going to throw a javelin.
All right, roll for an attack.
Alright, so you remember how much I'm adding to this. Okay. That is a 23.
You don't even need to roll for damage on that. As you see, all of a sudden, Kazim, as you're sitting there, you're seeing this buck that he's tracking. And Silas all of a sudden just kind of pops up and throws this perfect javelin as it kind of grabs it in the back of the neck, and it just kind of drops to the ground. It's the perfect shot. That doesn't seem like there was no noise or anything. It just drops.
And I'm gonna go over, get my javelin back, and sort of say a small prayer to, I believe it is, to Shargus, the Night Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna start cutting the pelt away and sort of harvesting some of the meat from it. And then once I'm done with that, I will dig a small grave to bury what remains.
Okay, Silas, are you just kind of watching this?
Now that he's working with his hands, I think I'm gonna try to bring up some small talk.
Floor is yours.
What what happened earlier in the hall?
What Mistrix had that icon, the people that wore it, the people that stand by it are the people I saw massacre my people, my family, my clan. The morning after, when I was the sole survivor, I was given a gift by the Six. A gift I am still learning to control.
Is this why you wanted the focus?
The focus is yesterday, when we came back from what happened, I prayed. And I was answered. The gods smile upon me, and it is with their blessing I will avenge those who have fallen. And once my duty is done, I will be their vassal and their weapon. And I'll kind of like... You'll sort of see him pulling out his hand, and he kind of begins to bring up this kind of what would be a guiding bolt, not firing it or using the spell, but to show he too also has similar magic to Kazim.
It kind of seems like would I be able to tell the nature of the tattoo that he has? Does that act as a focus already?
Can he see your tattoo right now?
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of
The one on your arm?
yeah.
Oh yeah. You can roll for Arcana.
About religion.
Yeah, I'll say with religion. That works too.
Oh, that was so close to a 20. Religion. 17?
So you can tell that to an extent it is a focus, but not necessarily one that can be focused on all kind of spells, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It seems more of a kind of tether to some kind of power. As you've seen other people of Palor, specifically the Rays, have similar things to certain things that they can do.
Well, congratulations, I guess, for finding your higher power. I don't know. I've kind of got mixed feelings about this whole clerical business myself, but it's good to hear that you've got your foot in the door for some nice new magic powers.
It's a means to an end.
Amen.
Once the doppelgangers and the purists are dead, I cannot speak for what will happen to me.
Are you sure you're a cleric? That sounds like a contract that you signed.
It was not a contract. A promise. If you were given the chance to avenge the dead, the ones you loved, if you were given an opportunity, maybe you wouldn't do the same. But to the orcs, clan is blood. Clan is family. And to me, family is worth more than life itself.
I can't say that I understand. Family is a hollow word to me. And,
Funny. Because you have a lot of brothers and sisters in the world. I've seen the way Nathan looks at you. Family is not blood in the way that we are born with blood. It is the blood we spill for the ones we love. and he'll sort of show in his palm the scars of all the different cuts from the last few days.
If family is someone that you would die for, then family is one of the most hollow words I have heard. I've listened to men ramble and rave about how often they will spend time with the ones that they love before it is too late. And I have seen those same men make the same mistakes and leave their loved ones in the dust.
They misuse the word. It is not a hollow word, it is a word used by hollow people. Your family is out there, Kazim. All I can say is I hope you find them.
I'll let you know when that happens. Just do me a favor. Don't kill any more of us until that happens.
I want you to know that I care about you and the others. But my clan is my duty. If I have a chance to kill the people who took them away from this world, I will without a second thought.
And I'll stand by you. But you know, you did a lot of damage to Mistrix earlier. That was and you didn't even make eye contact.
I will not say that I am not sorry. But I am not regretful of the decisions I have made. I can only apologize for the consequences of them. But that is a road I will not cross tonight. I'll sort of heave up the pelt and the meat. I'm gonna camp for the night. I'll let you decide whether you stay with me or you go back to Peakbarrow.
Fuck it. Camping it is.
Okay. And you would say it's about 4-ish in the afternoon after you guys have been kind of doing your own thing. So you guys start setting up camp and building a fire and stuff. While you guys are doing that and setting up your camps, Mistrix and Nico, you're sitting on the bench kind of catching your breath from moving around so much as Mistrix is coming out with kind of a smirk on her face. What are you guys doing? The floor is yours.
Nico, he's just sitting there, like, taking deep, heavy breaths. And he's just watching the doors with, like, his hands on his knees, like, kind of slouch, and he's just waiting for Mistrix to be back.
Nope, you're muted, I think, Mistrix.
Yeah.
Hold on, we'll find it. There it is. Woo!
There it is.
Woo!
We're good.
Well, when she comes out, she's gonna kind of look at him and be like, "Do I need to carry you back to the clerics?"
No. That's not gonna be necessary.
Hmm.
How are you, sweetie? I'm really sorry that I had to stop free talk with Mr.
You're
Douche.
fine. You had to do what was necessary, and that's okay.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm learning that what's necessary doesn't always mean what should be done by all people.
What do you
But I guess
mean?
that's kind of what happens when you're not used to being with people. So,
Have you traveled alone for a long time?
as far as I can remember. And you can tell she means that with 110% honesty.
Mm.
With your
Tell
passive
me-
insight, you would 100% believed it no matter what the fuck she said.
Oh, my passive insight is 11.
You would have 100% believed anything she fucking said.
Absolutely. I have a question, actually. You know,
Let's
you know.
work on getting you back to at least a tavern before. Let's talk and walk.
Tired.
Talk and walk.
Talk and walk.
Talk
Man,
and
you're
walk.
going to put me for fucking exercise of my life today.
Look, the tavern's right over there. We're okay.
As you guys are
Oh.
walking back towards the cavern, you kind of look over. You do see that there's kind of white smoke just outside of the wall, kind of going on. So let you know.
Why smoke?
At
White-
least it's not black. Black smoke is bad. White smoke is good.
True, I suppose.
White smoke is contained. Black smoke is danger.
You know what? I don't think I would have been able to make the discernment. Thank you very much. You definitely.
Sorry, I over-explain things. It
It's-
happens.
It's okay.
You had a question.
I did have a question. Why are you doing all of this? Like, why are you here with us? Actually, here with us.
Originally,
I mean, you don't have to.
Originally, it was for the story. Every great storyteller has their one single adventure that they have solely memorized that no one tells the way they do because of the experiences that they felt in that adventure. Just like the creator of a song has more emotion and love in their impositions than someone who just learned it.
Originally.
But over time, I've realized that it may not have been the best decision for me. I know that I am, in smaller words, frailer than the rest of you.
You could have fooled me.
And I've made some very bad choices, and I've made some choices that I don't know if they are bad or good. But I know that in my heart of hearts, no matter if I don't trust their way of thinking or their impulsiveness, that I'm doing this because I was brought to this for a reason.
So you believe it's your destiny to be
If
here
one-
with us?
If one has a destiny. If anything, I am slightly comedic relief that ends badly 98% of the time.
I believe I've seen some of it.
And, necrotic slugs. Who'd have thought?
Who would have thought necrotic slugs in the middle of a cave?
But all in all, it may not have been the easiest adventure, but I'm glad that I'm on this adventure with you guys. We may not all get along, and I may be developing some trust issues, but
Trust?
I still believe in you guys. Even if you all are the adventurers and I'm the plucky sidekick that writes shitty songs about the crazy people that I've decided to depict.
Believe me, I don't think any of us are actual adventurers, sweetie.
You're more
And-
adventurers than anyone that I've met. And all of you have your own benefits, and all of you have your own ups and downs. And yes, we hide things from each other and we act like we're not family, like we don't care ultimately if one thing goes sideways for one of us because we all have our own goals. But I know that we do, whether we like it or not, care about each other in some fashion.
Well, I can't speak for the other guys, although I'm pretty sure we're going to share this standpoint. We do care about you.
You don't have to care about me. But that's part of being a sidekick. No one truly remembers the sidekick because the sidekick is the one that tells the story of the adventurer, of the hero or heroes.
Well, a little birdie have told me that, this little sidekick has previously saved my life. In a
Yes, but
certain cave.
who tells if the sidekick saves the hero? The sidekick
know.
doesn't. The sidekick wants their heroes to be immortalized as invincible, impervious. The epitome of everything every child would ever want to protect them. You don't tell of the weaknesses.
In that case, none of us are going to be the heroes.
You're already heroes, you just don't know it yet.
Nico is going to, put his hand, either onto her shoulder or paw. You're still hurting, right?
A
Level
little.
point.
Not a lot,
Yeah.
but a little, yeah.
Not a lot. I will cast. Let's see. I will cast. What is it?
Don't hurt me!
No, healing
Emotional
hands.
moment.
Healing hands. I'm casting healing hands. Okay.
Fucking puts
God
hand
damn
on
it.
shoulder, Eldritch Blast.
Don't join.
fucking straight up against her chest and just Eldritch blast that shit. Holy fuck, that'd be amazing.
That would be the epitome of
He
Mr.
sends their
Goose.
regards.
And that's the end of fucking Mistrix right there. Jesus Christ.
Everyone thought I was safe with the quote-unquote love interest. We were wrong.
Nico, the cold-blooded murderer.
Fucking assassinating the shit.
Finally, she admits it.
Fuck, goddamn. I mean,
Oh.
I know we're off topic, but goddamn, Nico still has the highest KD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to put his hand on you and he's going to it's going to, as much as the skin is in places translucent and you can see somewhat a skeleton hand, it shines for a brief second and you feel slightly better.
Hey. Oh, initially when you put your hand on her shoulder, she will kind of flinch, but not hard. Just one of those, okay, things are good. We're fine. And she's gonna look at him and be like, look, I know I come off as eccentric and crazy and sometimes more chaotic than anything in the world, but I honestly mean well by you guys. And
I believe you.
I have the distinct feeling that my recent choices are going to come back to me in a way that I don't... Not that I don't foretell, but that I don't think would be prosperous.
What do you mean by recent choices?
We'll get into that later. It's okay. But I do want you to know one thing. And she's going to take out the little paper that guy gave her. Be like, this is something that means dearly to me. That is going to be a gift for you, and I want to know that you get it.
For me?
Yes. Even if something happens to me, it is for you, and it is for your protection. Come, be it from myself, or from the adventures and the misadventures that we have. And know that I see in you something fantastic. Be it some people may think that the way I look at you is that of a hopeless romance. And some may think it's just some wild-eyed, crazy cat lady having an issue with this strange creature. but it's meant as you inspire me.
I don't know what to say, Mistrix.
Just say
You're
that
not
in a
leaving,
couple
are you?
days. In a couple
You're
days.
not leaving.
I don't intend to be leaving, but if it happens, it happens. But just say in a couple days you'll go get this.
I promise.
She's gonna hand him the token.
And as you look down at this little piece of paper, you do see that it does say like a date for 2 days from now. And weirdly enough, as you guys begin talking, you see that there's this storm kind of coming over you. And Silas and Kazim, you guys are noticing this too, that it's beginning to snow. It's odd. You guys haven't seen snow in quite some time, but it is beginning to come down just a little bit. It's gotten a little bit colder, but it's still one of those weird kind of sunshiny snows as Mistrix is handing this note off. It almost seems to be like some kind of sign of some kind. Just wanted to point that out as you guys are seeing that coming down, as Silas and Kazim, you guys are seeing it over your campfire. And it, as Nico is grabbing this note from you, Mistrix, just one single snowflake hits Nico right in the hand. Just want to add that.
That's kind of cute. kind of cute. Maybe, probably terrifying at the same time, but cute. With that, honestly, I think Mistrix is going to go into the bar and resume her happy, cheerful, everything is joyous persona and play music.
Okay. Will you roll for performance for me? And Nico, are you just following Mistrix?
Like, he's going to sit there for like a couple seconds, like look down on the piece of paper. He'll tuck it away safely, and he'll follow her in because he did promise the other guys they're gonna be in the tavern, and he'd be fucking damned if he fucking gets lost or something.
Fair. Fair.
I got a 19. Not super fantastic, but pretty damn good.
What would you like to play?
Probably, since it's snowing, we're gonna play something slightly cheerful.
Okay.
But you can kind of feel in the undertones of like the lower notes that there's a little bit of mystery behind it.
Okay. So you're hearing this kind of, it's not necessarily jolly, but it's definitely more happy compared to more, you've heard other kind of songs that seem more kind of emotional and stuff like this. This one seems just kind of more, how do I put it? I don't want to say apathetic, but more just kind of, you're able to kind of forget more that you regret than you remember, if that makes any sense whatsoever. As she's just kind of sitting there plucking. It almost seems mindless, practically, as you guys are sitting there. Silas and Kazim, what are you guys talking about? As you guys are fairly far off from the front gate, I would say. Pretty far away, but weirdly enough, I would say you're only about 500 feet away, and with Mistrix, with the way that you play, and the way that this bar is almost able to project out, because I assume that you've convinced the main bartender to keep the door open as you like to bring in patrons, because as you walk into the bar, there's maybe about 2 or 3 people, not too many, but you probably keep the door open so you're able to bring in more patrons. And though you guys are only 500 away, Silas and Kazim, you guys are still able to hear her kind of, you don't hear her singing as she normally does, but you do hear her playing her lute. Are you guys talking about anything?
Oh, fuck it. I'll play along with my horn.
There we go. So, weirdly enough, Mistrix, as you're sitting there kind of just plucking away, singing your song as you normally would, you do hear, you swear, off in the distance, you just hear this kind of light horn. It's very familiar, that's played with you only one other time before. And it does kind of give you a little bit of, Nico, you see that a little smile comes across Mistrix's face as she's just kind of sitting there playing, enjoying her time, as you guys are kind of drawing in a bit more of a crowd. Are you and Kazim talking about anything, Silas?
Unless Kazim has questions for Silas. there's not really much.
Are we
Yeah,
just gonna
and-
go off into the night then? Does anyone have anything they'd like to do?
I'm good.
No? Mr.
Maybe just for one fun little thing before, like when it starts dying down in the bar, gonna step outside
Okay.
and play like a memorial kind of song, like not sad, but a my life is going even though yours is not kind of thing.
So I would like to
Because
take
we've lost a lot of people.
I would like to take this time to play another song by another person on Fiverr. If you guys, if the four of you would like to switch over to the stream to be able to listen to this, because I know it's not on Discord, and I might add it. Let me just make sure that I've got the right person, because this is by Liveriana. She's another person over on Fiverr. She does awesome. I'm gonna add her little name on Discord, but she has another song that I'd like to play that I would assume would actually be really good for Mistrix to be playing. It's called "Come Away as You Come Away Mastered." It's a beautiful song, so I'm gonna play this for a second. And this seems to be what Mistrix would be playing, kind of sitting out on the balcony, as she's remembering of the people that have lost, as you guys have gone through some heartbreak as we've gone through this adventure, only on episode 8.
And he was her moon. He made her a promise to be with her soon. But then came the day it took him away. When night returned, oh how he yearned. Come away, we'll make time stop. None of the stars can keep us apart. Night and day, star-crossed lovers, one and the same, not without the other.
Now, Silas, as that song is playing, you can actually swear you can hear the lyrics kind of coming across. It's almost, it kind of brings a tear to your eyes almost as you are singing the song. And I'm assuming as we are sitting there in Mistrix, as you're playing that song, we're going to kind of go into our long rest. Is that correct?
There would be one thing Silas
Yeah.
plays, like to sort of end the night.
Yeah.
There'd be a song that was sort of taught to him from a very early age.
Mm-hmm.
Meant as a sort of comedic tune,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a fun little funny song for kids, but Silas plays it a lot more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about an orc who would go hunting every day. But no matter how hard he tried, he could never kill the eagle. It would always fly too high, fly too fast, so no matter what this orc would do, the eagle in the sky was always better than the soldier on the ground.
Okay, so as you're kind of sitting there and you're trying to bring some jovialness to your campfire, perhaps to ward off any kind of weird, upsetting dreams to you, a more happy, melancholy kind of feeling towards yourself, and those that you remember from your tribe prior to the devastating event beforehand that led you on this journey. You begin kind of playing out on your horn, which, you know, it's not the most happy of songs, but you are able to play. You are playing something that brings a little bit of joy to your heart, though, Kazim, you might not quite understand it. You do feel the happiness that he's trying to portray from that, even though he is playing it a little bit more seriously than you might have expected from a song such as this. And as you guys kind of begin to wind down from your interesting day in which you felt Mistrix. Actually, you know what? We're going to start with Silas. As you begin to kind of fall off into sleep, you begin to dream of this field. And upon it, you do see a feminine orc holding onto a much smaller, tiny orc, which you know is your son Rohan and your wife. As they kind of sit there, and for the first time in a very long time since you've seen the devastation which was befallen upon them, you see them in full clarity. They are there in that field in front of you, and you hear a voice in your head that says, "Be with them. You will need them for the night. It may not be so graceful tomorrow." And you recognize as the voice of Groomish, almost giving you permission to spend the night with your family. It's an odd feeling, but your family is there, ready to be with you for once. It's a heartwarming time for you.
May I ask for something else, my lord?
Speak.
You have seen the people I travel with.
Yes.
Give your protection to them instead of me tonight. And allow me to ward away their demons.
You hear a pause as you look in your wife, and you do show your hand gesture across your chest with the hand mark that normally the blood is to show you respect. As she you see a tear drop down her eyes as it all just kind of fades away into just darkness, and you just hear that voice go, "Very well. I will protect them. Sleep, my champion."
I will see her again, but not yet.
And as you begin to kind of just drift off, weirdly enough, Nico, as you begin to sleep, because I assume that you and Mistrix have bought a room at that inn, as you guys are, whichever one of you wants to. It is either 1 gold for 1 room, 2 gold for 2 rooms, whichever you guys want to do. It's up to you. Are you guys?
We can be bunkies, right? Like we can share.
Yeah,
I mean, I slept at the foot of the bed the other day.
Well, there
so.
are 2 beds in a single room, so I assume you guys just get 1 room.
I'm buying a room.
As you guys kind of get your own room, Nico, you do see there is this weird moment where you were in your house that you remember as you begin to kind of creep towards that familiar door that kind of changed your life forever. And you see, as you push it open, you look and you do see your father there, standing, talking to someone that you don't quite recognize just yet, saying, "We will weed out these monsters, and they will see the truth." But as you're about to let out your disapproval to what he's been saying, it starts to kind of fade to this black. But then, very far off, you see this light kind of enveloping over you as you are walking through the doorframe of a familiar house in a beautiful fields across, and looking out amongst those fields, you see this adorable young little girl playing out in the fields as Freya, as she comes running towards you. And it just says, "Nico, do you want to play?" As Freya is asking you to come play with her. Once more, bring you the kind of comfort and beautiful sleep in which you've been so desperate for lately. Mistrix, as you are having your normal dream, in which you do, it's very odd. You're normally stuck inside this forest that gives you so much anxiety and so much grief and stress, as you know something is about to happen. You aren't sure what, as you look amongst this dark expanse with the mist coming up from the ground. And you just hear that, Dahlia, run! But as soon as you hear that, it begins to all fade away. And you just see a beautiful field in front of you that you don't quite recognize, but for some reason brings you calm across. You've never felt this kind of calm before. You've never felt this kind of comfort before as you kind of raise your hand across the grains that are around you. And you just see these two people, these two silhouettes, really, in front of you that you don't quite recognize, but are very familiar to you. One's shorter than the other, and the shorter one, as you look at it, you just feel your heart almost skip a beat of excitement for whatever reason that you see it. It brings you a level of peace that you've never felt before. And you're able to sleep probably the best you've ever slept in a very long time, after not drinking for quite some time as well. It's something that you're not used to, and it's beautiful. Kazim, as you are falling asleep, you're used to kind of just that dead sleep. There's not many dreams, but you just, this time, for some reason, you see this flashback almost of a day that you're not used to. You've relived it a few times as it's one of your favorite days, hanging out with your friend. Fuck, I forgot your friends' names. I'm sorry, I've drank too much. Give me 1 second. Let me look this up. There it is. As you hang out with your friends, where the hell they? Dredal, and you're also hanging out with your friend Sarid. You guys are children. Back towards this time where you see that snow that you saw earlier brings you back to this time that it really kind of culminates into what you think is your perfect childhood. That moment where it's the first time you see snow and you feel it against your feathers after a long day stuck inside of the light, not able to be outside. But once they release you and Sarid, to go meet with your friend Dredal, climbing the mountains, to being able to see the view that Peakbarrow truly has over the valley in front of it. As you look across this expanse, seeing how expansive this world truly is inside of you, you hear this familiar female voice that is only quite recently familiar to you, and goes, "We will see it all. Though he may have held you back, I can't wait to see where you go." And as you look over to one side, you see off in the trees that familiar silver masked woman that you didn't see at the time, but you kind of wish that you did, to see where she might take you, to see what adventures you guys might go on. And as you all begin to dream peacefully of these comforts and the peace that you haven't had in a while, except for you, Silas, who sleeps unfortunately only in darkness, accepting that peace that you could have had throughout the night, I think that's where we're going to pick up next week. I want to thank you guys all for coming to hang out with me today. And you guys, thank you for coming to play the game with me. Thank you, viewers, for coming to watch with us. I know this was a little bit slower of an episode, but I actually really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun to be able to kind of get that character development. And you guys did fucking phenomenal. As always, I've also drank way too fucking much.
I feel like we need that one outro shot just to seal the deal.
Yeah, 100%. I need to start working with some other people that we've got going on. But thank you, viewers, for coming to watch us. Thank you guys for coming to play with me. I am so fucking excited for next week. I am so stoked where the hell this is fucking going. This has been phenomenal. It truly, truly has. But until I see all of you guys next week, I'd like to say thank you all. I love you all, and have a great night. Would anyone like to do it this week for me, since Zephyr got to do it last week? No?
Bye.
I'll do it.
I don't think no one even can.
All right, guys. I love you all. Have a fantastic week. We'll fucking see you next week. Bye!